Oh, god damn it. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people! Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. I don't even know if any of my people are here yet, but if you are, go sub to Mike if you haven't already. Welcome, everyone. I'm Hannah. I'm a leftist streamer. I cover politics. I do Chud Watch, where I look at right-wing commentators and basically dunk on them, and that's a lot of fun. Let me turn this down a little bit more. How's that? What else? Oh my god, my viewer thing hasn't even updated yet. I'm trans, if you give a shit about that. Not that it really matters. I don't know. What else we got going on? Today we're doing Sovereign Citizen Watch. For those of you who don't know what a sovereign citizen is, a sovereign citizen is basically a person who thinks that they are immune from the law. They think that the law does not apply to them in the most literal sense. They think that the government has no power to do anything to them, and even if you might disagree with them in some sort of anarchist way, they don't mean in the sense that they think philosophically that shouldn't be the case. They mean that in the sense that they think de jure they should not have to go to court and deal with traffic tickets. So it just ends up being kind of a funny, pseudo-legal nonsense fest whenever they're around. It's a lot of fun. One such person is the fine fellow known as Marcel Bessette. Marcel Bessette is this gentleman here. He's a Canadian citizen who has threatened me on several occasions. He's not a big fan of the fact that I make fun of him, weirdly enough. Yeah, we're already at we already completed level 1 of the hype train. Wowzers. They're infamous for things like when they get pulled over by a cop, they'll say things along the lines of, "Officer, I wasn't driving, I was traveling in my personal conveyance." They basically try and use a bunch of pseudo-legal bullshit nonsense words to try and get out of stuff, and it's pretty funny. We also see a lot of cases of police brutality in those videos, which is unfortunate, but that's not what we watch with Marcel. Marcel, how do I give you an overview of Marcel? Let me see if I can find the videos, unless he already deleted them, but I have copies if he did, because I'm smart enough to know that Marcel deletes his stuff. I think he actually did delete his video where he told someone that he's a judge and they're fucked, even though he's not a judge. Let me pull up that video. I have it saved somewhere. Where is Marcel? Sorry, 1 second. I'm not good under pressure. Here we go. Okay, I got it. Let me just do the, turn the window capture into a screen capture. Nope, this one. That'll do it. Wait, can you still not see that? What the hell? Oh, I know why. Duh. Window captures over it. Right? Yeah? You guys can see this video? Anyway, check this out. Oh, he's also a COVID denier and a conspiracy theorist. This is him calling some official government building in Winnipeg and yelling at the receptionist.
No, I'm asking who's in charge of your department. You guys are taking complaints.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just going to give you this information.
Do you understand that's criminal, not identifying yourself? And you're not a government, you're a USA-based corporation. What?
He thinks the government's a corporation. It's not.
What's your name or your supervisor's name? You cannot not identify yourself. Then fuck you, bitch. We're coming for you. We're going to come find out who you are through your work. I'm getting private investigators, and we're going after all of you. We're a real government, you fucking cunt, genocide piece of shit. You fucking feel me, you fucking bitch? This is all recorded. Lee, you're fucking done, bitch. I'm a judge. You're fucked.
We still gotta get I'm a Judge, You're Fucked t-shirts. I just want to put that out there. If anyone wants to do a design, that'd be great. Okay, here's my window capture. Yeah, that never gets old. He deleted that video, which means I'm one of the few people in the world who has access to that video, so I might not be rich, but let's just say I'm not poor for videos. Minute and a half left on the hype train. So Marcel has posted a new video after about a month of hiatus. In this video, he mentions me multiple times. He's very upset with me, as he usually is. So let's take a look at what he's got going on, him and his society.
Hello everyone, how you doing? It is Marcel, the family Bessette. I am doing a message just regarding the new world that we're living in. The old world that you knew is over. And I had a heartfelt conversation with both the woman that I love the last 6 years and a very dear friend of mine named Paul Shusky, who...
Did he film this with like a... It looks like he has like a comic book filter over him. Like he's cel-shaded almost. I think he's used this camera before. It's very strange.
Is fighting cancer right now. He had his first surgery and he's trying to recover.
Oh, this part's so sad. Marcel doesn't believe in cancer treatment.
But he's considering going for chemo and radiation, even though I've explained to him many times Phoenix Tears is what cures people.
He just said Phoenix Tears cures people. Is that the name? Was Phoenix, which I'm going to spell poorly. Tears. Is Phoenix Tears a thing? Is that like a... Oh, Phoenix Tears. This is a dispensary. Can I show pictures of marijuana on Twitch? I'm gonna not, just in case. I don't know the rules. Phoenix Tears is a Seattle weed dispensary. Is he referencing weed? Does he think the dank weed is going to cure his friend's cancer? I'm assuming so. Marcel smokes weed a lot, which I respect. I understand that. But, not gonna cure your friend's cancer. He should definitely get chemo or radiation, whatever the doctors seem to think, you know, because they're trained to take care of that.
I have another individual right now who I know who has cancer.
If you want to smoke weed while you're in treatment, that's great. That's totally fine. But don't do it instead of. It's not neither or. Get your actual medical treatment from a doctor, and then get high, in that order.
Stage 4, but he's using Phoenix Tears, no treatments, no nothing, and he's had it reduced by 25%.
His friend's sitting on a ticking time bomb that are his cells, and that makes me very sad.
25%, he's getting better. And Paul...
Phoenix Tears is another name for Rick Simpson oil, which gets talked about as a cancer treatment. Who's calling me? Hold on, sorry. Spam. Phoenix Tears is another name for Rick Simpson oil, which gets talked about as a cancer treatment for a lot of hippy-dippy wellness community circles. It's basically high cannabis or cannabinoid oil. Ah, gotcha.
Is listening to doctors, and he's probably going to go for chemo, or that's at least how it sounded today. I told him not to. I'm like, you do that.
There's a link. Let's take a look. PhoenixTears.ca, Rick Simpson oil. Ugh. Medical chicanery.
Hello, everyone. My name's Rick Simpson. For those of you who have been following my work for the last few years, you must be wondering where I've been for the last since 2018.
Oh, this definitely seems like hippy dippy bullshit.
Rick Simpson, a man
I say this is someone who smoked a lot of weed in my time, okay? This is hippy dippy bullshit.
who was guided by these words throughout his remarkable journey as an activist, author, a
Hi,
simple
Kitty.
man, and a cannabis icon, has over the past 15 years become a household name for many of those who have in some capacity experienced the benefits of medicinal cannabis. This former engineer from Canada rediscovered the healing potency of cannabis oil and made his findings and recipe accessible to everyone on his webpage.
All right.
Phoenix
Bullshit, basically. And by the way, I recognize that there are absolutely things that you could take, medical marijuana for that would help you out. Anxiety. I know some seizure disorders. It can apparently help with that. That's great. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. It's not going to cure your cancer. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? It is Marcel, the family Bessette. I am
Do I need to turn him up at all? Is he okay, or is he too quiet?
doing a message just regarding the new world that we're living in. The old world that you knew is over. And I had a heartfelt conversation with both the woman that I love the last 6 years and a very dear friend of mine named Paul Shusky, who
Oops, I got on the wrong tab, that's why.
they're going to kill you. I said, my ex, or not my ex, sorry, the woman I'm dating, she had cancer when she was younger, and she allowed them to do the laser surgery, but she used natural medicine to cure herself as well. And this is 10, 15, 20 plus years ago. So
That frustrates me as an anecdote, because he's implying that it was the alternative medicine that cured her, even though he explicitly said she got the laser treatment as well, meaning it was definitely the laser treatment that got her into recession and not the hippy-dippy bullshit stuff. Frustrating.
what people need to understand is the legal system is a satanic system. If you
Good to know. Last time I was at the doctor's, I was wondering what the Baphomet statue was for, which is good. I have one too, I understand. I just, it's like, this doesn't feel sanitary. I don't know. Lots of cracks and crevices, underneath Baphomet's titties. Gonna get some MRSA. Or, oh god, the cat almost fell off the desk. You okay, kitty? Pay attention. Ooh, level
You look
4 of the
up
hype
legal-
train complete. Beautiful.
person, it means soulless beast. If you look in a Black's Law dictionary, man and woman are not in it because they have no right to own or control men or women because those are under God. And
Black's
have a
Law
soul
Dictionary, hold on. Black's Law Dictionary, we've talked about this in the show before too, but if you haven't seen it, Black's Law Dictionary is a dictionary of legal terms, and it basically spells out how legal terms are typically used in a legal context. It's what it sounds like. It's a legal dictionary. But sovereign citizens will use the legal dictionary as... You're very cute, kitty. They'll use it as a source, as if it has, legal power, and it doesn't. It's descriptive. It's not prescriptive. So, the idea that there isn't a definition for man and woman specifically within Black's Law Dictionary doesn't mean there is no legal meaning to these terms. It doesn't mean these words don't exist within the law. It just means they're not in that dictionary.
Registered, unincorporated. And that's where all the people who don't think that the legal system needs your permission. If you cause harm, no, they don't need your permission to come get you. But that's because that's
Yeah, no, I don't have a law background, for the record. I should say that, because the people in the chat might not have seen my stuff before. I look at the sovereign citizen stuff a ton, so I know stuff specific to the sovereign citizen arguments more so than I know anything about the law. Do not take anything I am saying as legal advice. I am not a lawyer. I do not claim to be a lawyer. If you want someone who does that stuff, Artie's Legal Fiction is a YouTube channel from a lawyer who deals with sovereign citizen stuff. There's some other channels like that too, but I'm not that. I'm mostly here to point out the obvious things and to make fun of Marcel.
actual law. The legal system, though, is a voluntary suburb contract because it's corporate. If they were unregistered, unincorporated, well, they'd have to honor contract law anyway, because as an equal, you cannot give an order to another equal. So,
okay, let me decipher what he just said there for people who are new to the sovereign citizen thing, and maybe this is your first exposure to them. He and many other sovereign citizens believe that the governments of the world, the United States and Canada in particular, because that's where a lot of sovereign citizens are from, though of course there are some also in the UK and Australia that I've covered before, they believe that they are not actually like municipal or federal governments. They are in fact secretly for-profit corporations, and that the actual United States or Canadian government got usurped at some point and replaced by a for-profit corporation called either like the United States Corporation, or in this case he thinks it's Canada Incorporated. This is bullshit, as you might imagine. Ooh, 97% of the hype train. We're very close to level 5. It's bullshit. That's not true. And they then further use this to say, well, under contract law, contracts have to be voluntarily entered into, otherwise they don't count. Then they further go on to define the legal system and jurisdiction in a country as a legal contract, and therefore they say, I do not consent to this legal contract that is basically the social contract that you should obey and follow laws. So they think they don't have to follow the law. It's basically just an adult, extended, longer way of being a child and saying, nah, your rules don't apply to me. It's like playing tag as a kid, and you're like, no, the slide is safe. I have a shield. It's just a more complicated adult way of making up reasons the rules don't apply to you.
So I just finished kind of tying into the people around me that are close to me that are trying to treat me like a normal guy. I gave up being normal 12 years ago. All the normal rules, lawful rules apply.
By the way, I do always need to say, because Marcel is a threatening guy. Marcel, all of this is my opinion. This is my opinion. None of this is any, what's the word I want to use? None of this is an accusation of legal wrongdoing. My opinion is that you're wrong, and I do not consent to any legal actions. And as Marcel knows, according to him at least, you need to consent to legal actions for them to count. So, thanks, Marcel.
To me, I can't cause harm, but the way people are, the way they act, working jobs, drinking, all that crap, it's evil. It's to kill you and poison yourself. I smoke weed because weed is medicine. It heals you. It has tricannabinoids in it. The science to
look, hey, again, like I said, I've smoked my fair share of weed in my day. Weed's fun. Weed can help people with anxiety and different things, but smoking anything, if you are consuming it by smoking, is bad for you. You can get lung cancer. You can damage your respiratory system from the inhalation of smoke. That's still a thing. Not necessarily as much as like a cigarette, because cigarettes have more stuff in it. It's got like tar and all sorts of other additives that are going to maybe be worse. But anytime you're introducing something like smoke to your lungs, that can be a hazard to your health. It is not good for you.
To it is it helps you. So we are getting ready to put all of our door hangers out. I'm a week or two away from having the final budget come in for that, and I'm very excited about it. I have people ready to go around the world, as I showed you guys before. And before I get into this a little bit more, though, I'm going to share screen here, and I'm not actually going to...
Oh, I'm proud of Marcel, by the way. Usually, in every other previous video, he just takes his camera and he literally films his computer screen. But I think he finally took my advice and watched a couple YouTube tutorials on how to use, like, Streamlabs OBS or something, because he actually screen captures and talks over it here. So you're welcome for that advice, Marcel. You can have that one for free.
And is the lead as they are in... Before I get into this a little bit more, though, I'm going to share screen here. And I'm not actually going to go into these videos, but I am going to go through the title. So this is Rebel News on YouTube. They do credible reporting. They're not really too biased. I think they're a little bit maybe for big industry as far as oil and gas goes. because they are in Edmonton and Alberta. But as far as rights abuse, they talk about a lot of good stuff. Now, they still don't talk about sovereignty. Ezra Levant, I believe, used to be a lawyer, so that's probably why. I could be wrong on that, but that's my theory on that. But Pfizer gene therapy now for school children. They're injecting 6-month-old babies with this shit.
Has the vaccine been approved for 6-month-olds yet? I know they were working on it, and I thought they said in the next year or so they were going to be doing approvals, potentially, assuming it passed all the FDA stuff on kids as young as like 6 months. But I thought at this point it was still only okayed for adults and teenagers. Don't know, though.
And with this stuff...
Also, it's a vaccine. It's fine. Go get the vaccine. Jesus Christ, Marcel.
And it doesn't even prevent anything. Again, I'm going to go to...
The testing has shown very promising in preventing or at least mitigating the effects of COVID if you are exposed.
Thing coming up. So I'm going to go to peacemakersociety.org.
Why is he using an incognito tab for his own website? Wait, does he always use incognito tabs? Does he think that Google isn't tracking his shit because it's an incognito? They don't save it on, like, your end, on the user end in your history, but Google still knows your incognito tabs. Like, if you want to do this, you gotta use, like, well, what's the one that doesn't track your shit? Is it DuckDuckGo or something? If you're trying to live off the grid and not get tracked, using Google incognito mode is not gonna do it for you.
One too many things, sorry. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to the article so let's...
Kitty!
Doing a message...
the cat pressed a button and restarted the video. Sorry.
I could be wrong on that, but that's my theory on that. But Pfizer gene therapy now for school children. They're injecting 6-month-old babies with this shit and with this stuff, and it doesn't even prevent anything. Again, I'm going to go to...
Just all FDA testing and, excuse me, results from people getting it would beg to differ. But, okay, experts have never stopped you before.
To show you guys, sorry, there's this little screen thing coming up. So I'm going to go to peacemakersociety.org. One too many things, sorry. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to the article of lawyers coming for new Nuremberg trials that they've proven COVID is all BS. So let's click.
I need to put a big disclaimer on this because I upload these to YouTube. Everything Marcel is about to say in regard to COVID is bullshit. He's a conspiracy theorist. He is not a medical professional, nor am I for that matter, but I also trust medical professionals on the whole. COVID is real. Please take precautions, people. Get a vaccination. Jesus Christ. Look at your chat messages about Pfizer vaccine in kids. Let me see if I can find it. Did you highlight them initially? If not, I can just find them. You're the pink name. Tested on children with 100% effectiveness, but hasn't, it's not passed trials yet. Okay, so probably later in the year they'll approve it or something. Cool. That's Baha in the chat for people who are here from the raid. That's my girlfriend who is a PhD candidate, 5th year in developmental genetics.
These are the lawyers out of Germany. So people know I have been calling police stations and letting them know that they're criminal in what they're doing and that the Hague International Criminal Courts will be coming to arrest them as time goes.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not going to happen. I don't think the Hague has effectively done anything of note since, like, World War II ended. I don't think the United States is going to let people from another country, even if they're backed by the UN, come into the United States and arrest police officers for whatever you think they've done wrong. Again, I'm not a fan of cops, but not for the reasons you think, so...
They are liable to international law, and international forces can come and arrest them. That's just a fact, and I'm talking their own...
It's not. The United States actually has a policy in place that if anyone in the United States military were to ever get taken in to the international court like that, then the United States would invade and take them back. So...
forces. But again, the legal system is a fraud. It's citizenship is slavery. 1985
No, it's not.
Canadian Ownership, Control, and Determination Act. So here we go. Right now, a second Nuremberg tribunal that is in preparation, with a class action lawsuit being set up under the aegis of thousands of lawyers worldwide behind the American-German lawyer Rainer Fulmich, who is prosecuting those responsible for the COVID-19 scandal manipulated by Davos Forum. In this respect, it is worth recalling that Rainer Fulmich is the lawyer who succeeded in condemning the automobile giant Volkswagen in the case of tampered catalytic converters, and is the same lawyer who succeeded in condemning Deutsche Bank as a criminal enterprise. So again, it just goes through here. The hearings of around 100 internationally renowned scientists, doctors, economists, and lawyers, which have been conducted by...
Wow, over 100? There's a lot more who disagree with you. Just because you found a bunch of wingnuts doesn't mean that that's the prevailing opinion. I could go find 100 doctors or scientists or whatever that would believe anything. I could probably go find 100 scientists that believe in flat Earth. There are a lot of people on the planet. A lot of them are crazy. Doesn't exactly help your case to be like, out of the 7 billion people almost on the planet, we found 100 that believe this fringe crazy belief.
By the Berlin Commission of Inquiry into the COVID-19 affairs since 10/07 of 2020, have in the meantime shown with probability close to certainty that the COVID-19 scandal was at no time a health issue. Rather, it was solidifying the illegitimate power because it was obtained by criminal methods.
Thus the 500,000 dead people in the United States.
Of corrupt Davos clique by transferring the wealth of the people to the members of the Davos clique, destroying, among other things, small, medium-sized enterprises in particular. So, okay, so you can go through the whole thing here. They go through the whole thing.
It wasn't a conspiracy. It's just the symptom of a really flawed system. Under capitalism, when a bunch of people lose something, usually a bunch of other people gain it. In this case, people with capital, people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, happen to have the resources available so that when a bunch of, let's say, how do I put this? When a bunch of share prices tanked, rich people were able to pick them up at low prices. When people lost their homes, people were able to pick those up and use them as investment properties and rent them out. That's what happens, unfortunately, in our system when things are so stacked towards the wealthy. When things go bad for everyone else and people are losing their homes and not able to feed their children, other people whose overall net wealth might go down on paper a bit still have the resources to be able to take advantage of the downturn in the economy and take wealth from other people during that period, so when things go back more to normal and the prices of those things reinflate, then they're even richer than they were before. It's not a bunch of people sitting in a room going, we must do the evil thing. It's just a result, a natural consequence of the poor system that we currently have and the result of decades of lobbying from the wealthy on the government.
I encourage you to do it. This is up here. And just so you guys are aware, here, let's go back here. So you guys can see thing after thing. Definitely go check out their channel if you haven't. It's lagging. They're talking about all the criminality, right? People fighting the tickets and why it's going away. Pastors that have been arrested for just conducting church. So I'm going to stop share.
Conducting church in person during a pandemic? I think you missed a little bit of context on that statement, Marcel. Maybe go back and try that one again.
Screen and go back to face-to-face here. I'm not using the microphone, just so you guys know, because it was messing up.
Love you too, Baja.
Part of why I don't like technology is as smart as the people who design it are, if my lungs broke down as often as my computer, wouldn't be around very long.
Marcel, your computer looks like it's from 2003. Your computer's broken because it's old. Get a new computer. You just bought a piece of property that you're renovating. You should be able to afford a netbook or something. Even a Chromebook is like, I don't know, $300.
So the first thing you have to understand is the legal system is literally evil. It's evil. If you are cooperating with it, you have sold your soul. There is no in-between on this, okay? So I don't drink. I don't do any hard drugs. I don't vote. I don't pay taxes. Paying taxes, actually, you're liable for funding war criminals, just so you guys know.
Okay, Marcel. Ethically, I understand the concept that paying into taxes into a system that funds the military-industrial complex that pervades these terrible wars in other countries that are basically just used to line their own pockets while simultaneously slaughtering countless numbers of innocent civilians. I agree. That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. I hate it. I think it's gross. But here's the thing. You don't get to decide not to pay your taxes because of that reason, because if you do that, you're gonna go to jail. That's just kind of how it works. I'm sorry that you have moral qualms with some of the things that your tax dollars go to. I would imagine that everyone individually has different things that they wish their tax dollars doesn't go to. I don't want it to go to the military-industrial complex. I would imagine a conservative Christian doesn't want it going towards, I don't know, any program that might benefit LGBT people or women's healthcare services, stuff like that. Whatever. But we all, here's the Joker thing here. We live in a society, and we live in a society that works under democracy, at least ideally, right? So people vote for things, and they vote for representatives to go into Congress, at least in the United States. It's different. You have a parliamentary system in Canada. But same thing. You have a democracy where you have representatives that make decisions, and those decisions involve allocating funds for different programs that the government pays for through taxes. You're not always going to be happy as an individual what happens with those taxes, but it doesn't change the fact that you are in fact part of that society, and you are required to pay those taxes because you have rights as a citizen, but you also have responsibilities. They're two sides of the same coin. So you need to pay your taxes, Marcel. You are actively breaking the law and talking about it on camera. I don't know who the Canadian IRS is, but they should probably watch this video.
And if you need proof...
Oh, did Quinn raid? Thank you, Quinn. Mightiest Quinn. Thank you for raiding. Go check out the Mightiest Quinn here on Twitch.
The legal system's criminal. Just look at all the people police are abusing. Look at all the...
Yeah, in a lot of ways it is. We need major police reform. We need major justice reform in general. I agree, Marcel. But because of a corrupt system... I'm a pragmatist, if nothing else. I like to think that I'm relatively pragmatic, at least from the positions that I start from, okay? So maybe to someone else I wouldn't be considered pragmatic, but at least from where I actually stand, I feel relatively pragmatic from where I'm starting from. Lost my train of thought for a sec. Sorry. I had my appointment for ADHD meds today, so hopefully this will be solved soon. Shoot. Oh, okay. You can disapprove of a system and work to change that system, but typically, while you are working to change that system, you need to still operate within that system to work effectively, because if you end up in jail for avoiding taxes, then you can't very well from outside lobby the system to try and make it better in some way. Right? It's sort of like that meme where it's the medieval peasant who's like, I wish we could change things somewhat for the better, and someone pops out of a well and is like, haha, you criticize society, but you also participate. The point being, yes, people need to participate in society, even a flawed society, in order to change said society. This is obvious and everyone understands this. You cannot usurp a system typically just by stepping outside it and deciding it doesn't apply to you. That only exists in very few cases, and in history when that happens, it tends to go pretty badly for people in the long run. Ask Robespierre. Not good. Also, you're not Robespierre, Marcel. You don't have an entire nation behind you. You're a guy in Canada who just doesn't like to pay taxes. Sorry.
The children CFS takes from good homes. Look at all the judges selling children into prostitution and slavery and shit.
That veered into QAnon stuff very quickly.
Look at Donald Trump hanging out with Epstein and Epstein Island.
Oh, guess not QAnon. He doesn't like Donald Trump.
Clinton hanging out with Epstein and Epstein Island. When you guys look into this, it's all secret societies. It's all evil-ass satanic motherfuckers. So within that, going forward, I gave up being normal 12 years ago. I am an emperor. I don't give a shit if you laugh at it because you're a civilian citizen piece of shit who's on.
Okay, Marcel, you might be an emperor, but I am the super duper goddess of all reality. And what's a king to a god? So, just putting it out there. That's definitely the end of the saying, by the way. So.
Kiss my ass. Just so you know, every legal job is prosecutable under international law for stripping people of their rights, because when you enter their name into the computer, it changes it to all capital, which is how you grammatically spell a bankrupt corporation. And to the people...
Hold on, wait, if I put someone's name in all caps into a computer, it takes away their rights. Uh-oh, chat. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Hold on. We're gonna caps lock. We're gonna Marcel Bessette. Uh-oh. He's in all caps. We've officially taken away Marcel's rights.
People who say I don't know law, how come there's no innocent plea in the law courts?
Because you're presumed innocent until proven guilty, so you either plead guilty, saying, yes, conceding that you did do a crime, no contest, which is a thing in some areas, which basically means, I didn't do it, I'm not admitting I'm guilty, but I'm not going to fight the charges, or not guilty. You don't need to say innocent because you're already presumed innocent. So that's why it's called not guilty, because it's already presumed by the court that you are innocent. The burden of proof is on the prosecutor to prove that you have done whatever crime you are accused of. That's a jurisprudence thing that I can't get into. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I can't explain to you the philosophical backbone of why it's done this way and why it's very specifically worded as guilty, not guilty, but that's the basic rundown. It's because you are presumed innocent already. You are pleading not guilty, thus preserving your innocence. You don't have to say, I'm innocent, if that makes sense.
Because they're maritime. It's guilty or not guilty. There is no innocent plea. How can you be
not guilty would be an innocent plea, in so many words.
Innocent until proven guilty if there's no innocent plea? Everyone's told they have rights, but what are they?
Depends on where you are, I guess. Rights are basically an agreed upon set of things that the government can't take away from you in a specific area. The United States has the Bill of Rights and the other amendments, other parts of the Constitution. I'm not sure. I think Canada has like a Charter of Human Rights or something along those lines. I'm not super clear on it, but those are spelled out depending on where you are in the world. Different legal systems will have different standards for what they consider your rights to be.
Can a corporation have rights? No, they have privilege. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, charter by definition is the birth of a corporation. Hence, it's designed to look like rights.
Not necessarily, not a private corporation. He does this a lot. He'll conflate like the creation of a government or the fact that a government has like a constitution or some binding legal document that sort of is the foundation for all their laws. And he'll decide that that is tantamount to founding a corporation, which it's not. I think he literally does this specifically so he can try and claim it's contract law, that all law is contract law and you need to consent to a contract. He's basically working backwards. He wants to decide laws don't apply to me and I don't want to follow them. How do I decide that laws don't apply to me? How can I make laws not apply to me? Well, contract law, you need to consent to a contract, otherwise it's moot. Okay, how do I determine that all law is contract law? Well, if I define the country as a corporation, then every law is a contract, then that means that I can claim that I haven't consented to said contract, the contract being any law. Therefore, the country is a corporation. He's working backwards from what he wants instead of actually looking at the facts and making reasonable determinations about reality. He's trying to warp reality into what he wants it to be as opposed to looking at it for what it is.
But it's not. It's privilege for legal persons who gave up their rights as men and women. I'm not giving up my rights. Everything I say is right. And the other thing is, people have to remember, I was trained for over 20 years in corporate law. How to sell every kind of product, from insurance to door-to-door to oil changes for cars to brokering natural gas. I've been trained in so many different products and things and how things work.
See, this frustrates me too, because Marcel will go on about, oh, I've been trained in corporate law for 20 or 30 years or whatever he said. He's a salesman. He's a door-to-door salesman. You were not trained in law just because you sold things. It would be like if I said something stupid like, I'm an expert in copyright law because I've been working on YouTube and Twitch for a decade, and I know everything about copyright law. I don't. Just because I'm working in a field that involves something that has something to do with laws doesn't mean that I'm an expert in those fields, right? There are copyright lawyers who know these things, and that's their job. There are lawyers who deal in business contracts, and that's their job. You as a salesman, Marcel, have not studied the law. You're not a lawyer, Marcel, and you're certainly not an emperor.
And worked with so many lawyers, it's not even funny. And then being an entrepreneur myself for 20 years.
I've worked with lawyers, and as we all know, the skills and abilities of other people just rubs off on you. You know how we all work like Rogue from X-Men, and you just like touch people, and all of a sudden you gain their skills and abilities? It's very cool. It's very convenient that that happens, otherwise Marcel would sound very silly here.
Years. I opened lots of corporations and businesses, and I know how all that works. So
I have no shortage of company names. Michael, there's one.
Long story short is, the system that you all are loyal to is evil. If you support it, you're evil. And there is an oath going forward if you're going to work with Peacemaker Society. I swear oath.
Oh, this is where things get, again, this is my opinion. This is not any sort of legal determination. This is where things get a little culty. Sort of a mix between culty and, let's say, a reverse funnel system of marketing, if you know what I mean. Kind of looks like this. This is the structure that this company is going to have. Leave it at that.
And loyalty to Peacemaker Society above all other societies, people, allegiances. I acknowledge Peacemaker Society as my own empire, as myself. Peacemaker Society serves God and freedom. God and freedom serve me. So I, in turn, serve them via founding my own.
I would say it has multiple layers. It is multiple layers of marketing. Like multiple layers of marketing. Multi-level marketing is how I would describe the structure of his company.
Sovereign society to serve God, freedom, and then Peacemaker Society. So again, God's always first because that's the ultimate power. Then freedom. That's your unalienable rights. That comes before our authority always. And then us. And the reason it's us is because we're better at unincorporated economy. I've been doing this longer, right? I know how this all works. I'm proven. I'm recognized by the legal system. My systems are recognized by the legal system.
Any organization that has you come in and expects you to take a pledge of loyalty to them, run away very, very far.
And I swear this oath to God and my fellow men and women. If you want to be involved and have us help you or teach you, that's the oath you're going to have to swear, or we're not going to waste our time. It goes with people like Paul Shusky that I've known since I was little. That goes for the woman I'm dating right now. Everybody. And if you don't see me in that light, then you're not worthy of serving beside me. Period. I have spent my whole life serving all of you in that way, and I will continue to, which is why I just need that same loyalty back. I'm not asking for anything I'm not giving. I recognize we're all dead already. I recognize I'm not making out of this alive. I recognize most of you aren't either. And I always said, if I'm getting punched in a fight, I'm going to hit them back as much as I can. So before they take me out, I'm going to make them pay for fucking with my life and your lives.
Marcel, no one to my knowledge is trying to take you down. Maybe the Canadian IRS. I don't know. But no one is plotting against you. This is paranoia. This might be a mental health thing. You should probably seek someone out and get evaluated to make sure that you're doing okay. I would recommend it. I know you're not going to listen to me, but maybe I'll catch you on a good day and you'll consider it. Just at least consider it for me, okay?
The Peacemaker Society is my living vengeance that they took my son. And again, I didn't do anything wrong to have
my living vengeance. They took my son. That's a pretty good line. My living vengeance. They took my son.
I didn't take my son. He was just with the mom because we had split up. And when we broke up, he was with her because she was breastfeeding, and they just kept him. And I was never able to get him back. No one actually came and took him from me, just so you guys know.
They didn't take my kids from me. They just don't let me see them anymore. It's very different.
Anyway, but this isn't about me. With the exception, I've proven myself worthy for my whole life of this position. And as time goes, you guys will continue to see it. We're bringing the help. We have the unincorporated economy. I've already run these programs for years. There's no questions or guesswork. It's just a matter of when you get this on your door, or you see it online, or right now, get a hold of us. Just leave us a message right now. Our full-time customer service will be starting when the next budget comes in. That's actually all I'm waiting for.
Oh, this bothers me more than it should. Marcel, just point of order. If you're going to film a video and you're going to use a light diffuser like that, like a light box, I also have one of these. There's one up here. It helps light the, you get it. You know how lighting works. Marcel appears to be using one too, and it's directly in front of him, which is fine. I also have a ring light right here to illuminate the front. Don't film with a mirror directly behind you that's going to shine the light box right into the camera, because that is incredibly distracting to me. Thank you, Inklings, for following. A lot of people have followed and stuff. I'll get to this stuff later. I just didn't want to interrupt the flow of this during the raid.
Is just the payroll money, which I will be paying myself, so people can have their hourly wage like people are trained and used to. I would rather pay commission, but most of you don't have enough vision to work for that. You would actually make more, but I'll pay you hourly and I'll make more money. That's fine.
He sounds so disappointed that he can't not play, that he has to pay people minimum wage. You would make more with commission. I'd love to not pay you anything except commission, but I have to. You definitely would not make more money trying to sell Marcel's program with commission than you would at an hourly minimum wage rate.
Fine. And just so you know, we do this to make money. So if you don't participate financially, you would make it we're not viable to keep going. So we don't have time for people who want to use us. So you want to swear oath, you want to contribute financially, you want to work the programs and be public in
I love working for an organization that expects me to pay them for the privilege of working for them. I have a feeling in a couple months Marcel's going to be like, why can't I find any good employees? I wonder. It's a mystery.
helping us do that. Great. To all the cowards, get the fuck away from me. I've known who and what I am my whole life, and anyone who disrespects that is disrespecting God. If I don't look the way you would like me to look, if I don't speak the way you'd like me to speak, I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to.
That has nothing to do with anything, Marcel. You're a normal looking guy. Honestly, Marcel is like a decent speaker. Like, he's not perfect and he doesn't really know what he's talking about. But I get it. I can see how he could be a salesman. He can talk to people. He can sell his program. His program is on the face of it terrible. But like, if it was something else, if he was like, I got a new vacuum for you to look at. Look at this vacuum. Look at these kitchen shears. I can cut a penny in half. And then I start thinking like, well, can I do that with normal kitchen shears? I don't know. I've never tried to cut a penny before. Anyway, my point is this. Marcel, the issue is not the way you look. The issue is not the way you speak. The issue is the content of what you are trying to teach people, which is inherently incorrect. You are teaching them lies. And I'm not saying you are a liar. I don't think you're a straight up grifter. I don't think you don't believe the things you're saying. You probably do. You just happen to be wrong. So it's an unfortunate situation where you think you have this system that's going to help innumerable people if they just listened, and you don't understand why it's not catching on, and the reason is because it's just not true. It's not effective. You've skated by and not gotten caught fully by the law yet, but that doesn't mean that eventually you won't. That is my warning to you, and that's not a threat in any way, shape, or form. Let me be clear about that. I would never threaten anyone. I'm just saying, Marcel, you are trifling with the law here, and I wouldn't recommend it. The law does not like when people do this shit.
Supposed to be me. And as long as I spend enough time with myself and God, I connect to that. A lot of the pain I felt over the years was people not seeing me in that light, even though I'm the reason they ate, or I'm the reason that their industry was running, or help them get out of trouble or whatever, get them out of jail. Because I have gotten people out of jail just with phone calls. I've given people homes that they had somewhere to go to. I give 50s and 100s to people of all colors and ethnicities.
I hope that's true, Marcel, and that's incredibly great if you do. It's always nice to be charitable. It's great to help people out who are in rough situations. It doesn't change the fact that you're wrong about all the legal stuff.
When they're homeless and need help. And then I usually try and offer them jobs as well. White, black, brown, orange, yellow, green, purple. I don't care, you guys. And just so the people who think I'm full of hate, I'm really not. The reason I'm against gay people is because when I was younger, I was open to them and I wound up getting fucked by guys after I got really drugged.
Okay, I'm genuinely sorry that happened, Marcel. That's awful. Anyone who gets assaulted, that's a very serious thing, and I really, really feel for you, assuming that happened. I believe you. However, I think extrapolating out to what those individuals did to you, which was wrong, illegal, and fucked up, okay? Fucked up. Extrapolating that out and blaming it on all people in the LGBT community is unfair. I understand people can have visceral reactions to trauma. I'm not telling you to just get over it because, you know, I get it. Trauma's trauma and people work through it in different ways. I would, however, recommend, once again, seeking out a mental health professional and working through some of those feelings and learning not to project that anger and those feelings onto every gay person would probably be helpful for you. It would probably help you in the long run. Just because I would imagine it would be very frustrating to have that sort of animosity towards an entire group of people. Just a thought.
And I wish I never went through that. And if I wasn't hanging out in those circles...
And you know what? I wish you hadn't too, Marcel. That's terrible.
It wouldn't have happened. Within that, they're some of the nicest people, but it's also because they have no standards. And unfortunately, a lot of the really fat, ugly lesbian ones that look like dudes, it's because no guy worth their salt would date that kind of genetic defect.
See, I want to feel bad for Marcel, but then he immediately veers into just the most hateful shit, you know? It's such a shame. It's such a shame. Because, like, we veered on a moment of like, oh, Marcel, that's terrible. I'm sorry that happened to you. And then all of a sudden, he's got to turn it into this. I wish he wouldn't do that. It's not great.
Genetics matter. Who you sleep with matters. How your children turn out matters. There are a lot of things that you've been taught not to put importance on that Peacemaker Society will not tolerate. So gay people, you're not welcome in our society. I suggest you found your own. You have every right to exist. No one has a right to harm you for your belief, but you'll never be near my fucking children if I ever had any. Not for a hope. They wouldn't even see a show.
I mean, based on your story, you're not going to be around your children either, so.
That has one of you in it. Okay. And that's just healthy standards. Kids are not sexual. They should not be bombarded with sexuality by a bunch of fucking pedophiles.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, LGBT people are not inherently sexual by existing any more than a straight person is. Secondly, the implication that gay people are somehow associated with pedophiles is shit right out of the 1950s. It's untrue.
And a lot of the gay community goes for people under 18 because they're fucking perverts. Most gay people are actually just fucking hedonistic and just want contact with whatever. Most gay people go both ways. There are some
That's definitely untrue.
legitimately natural gay people who are good people. You know, to you guys, good for you. Have your relationship, do what you're doing. But should you guys be giving kids? Fuck no. Fuck no.
This has nothing to do with the rest of the video, by the way. He just goes off on a homophobic tirade here for no reason.
None of that shit. Anyway, anyone who's interested, get a hold of us. We'll have the actual infrastructure, food, all of that. Like I said, I already have land and we're growing. This membership stuff.
Oh, I should point out, he's building a compound. He bought property with multiple buildings on it. So this is like him, he's trying to start, in my opinion, a cult. This feels like he's trying to start a cult, which isn't unheard of, by the way. We've looked at other sovereign citizens who've done similar things. The Bears Law and Forensic Team is another sovereign citizen cult from a few years ago. It was run by, let me see if I can find him in this footage, a gentleman by the name of Ronnie Davis. He's talking in this video, but you can't see him. This guy, let me see if we can... The cops would go out to the property a lot and deal with them because cult. Where is the... There we go. Okay, this guy, Ronnie Davis. He's in prison currently. He got arrested for a charge of kidnapping and the unlawful practice of law. He was pretending to be a lawyer, very similarly to Marcel. He had this house out here on his property. A bunch of people lived there. This is them, I think, hanging out. Ronnie playing guitar for him. There's a lot of people there. It's hard to see in some of these shots. But anyway, they all lived on this compound. They did the sovereign citizen thing with him. They'd go to court and wear these uniforms and try and serve judges and stuff with bullshit lawsuits. Ronnie's in prison now, like I said, which is good. Marcel appears to be at the early stages of trying to start something like that, where he has a compound and he wants to bring people in to be part of his society. And that's a recipe for disaster based on Marcel's personality, because, again, in my opinion, he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist who has the ability to probably get some other vulnerable people enamored with him because of the ease at which he speaks. I don't know. It just worries me. I'm worried he's going down that path, and that won't be good for him or anyone who gets involved.
They'll launch right away, and then we'll be buying land all over the world. To my friends, family, and people from the past, I was always born to be an emperor, and that's why we never got along in civilian life.
See what I'm saying? This is not how normal people. This is not how mentally well people speak. You do not go around with delusions of grandeur like this and say, like, I was born to be an emperor! Meanwhile, he bought, like, a couple acres in Winnipeg, and he thinks this is his empire. Like, watch out. He's gonna start giving everyone who enters his society a matching pair of tennis shoes and a free packet of Kool-Aid.
But civilian life is over. We are all at war. War is upon us. Sanctions is an act of war. Look up land warfare rules. And to all the people who doubt what I say, look up valid contracting rules, and then go look up if your politician's a corporation, or the city or state or township you're in is regarded as a corporation. And they are.
Townships and states and stuff can be incorporated. It's what's the word? Is it homonym? Words that sound the same but mean slightly different things. Like, a private corporation can be incorporated, and a township can be incorporated, but they mean different things within their context. Incorporating a private corporation is a different thing than incorporating a city or a township or something like that. They have similar names, but they mean different things because they're creating different kinds of legal entities.
Otherwise, you're an unincorporated village, or not even village. There's another term for settlement. Settlement, that's the word. Village, town, city, those are corporate terms. I really suggest you guys study corporate law, because
you study corporate law, Marcel. Study it. Go to law school if you want to be a lawyer. Go to emperor school if you want to be an emperor. I don't know.
It's the answer to most of this, and then being unregistered, unincorporated is the rest of the answer. The law lady who loved our society, she's just finishing founding her own society. She's accepted the chief coordinator position for Peacemaker Society. That's Lorna. And I have sales managers set up all over the world. Paul Shusky has agreed to be the sales manager for Alberta, although we'll see if he's going to pledge oath or not. If he doesn't, he will not have that position.
And again, he's like building a compound. He's telling people to take like loyalty oaths to him. He's calling himself an emperor. This guy wants to be a cult leader so bad. It could not be more transparent.
Not loyal to me will not serve near me or be a part of our society. And by me, I mean Peacemaker Society and its vision, which I helped create. And anyone holding loyalty to the legal system, you're supporting Satanism that is literally molesting and murdering children. Again, Epstein Island, go argue with that. And there's...
yeah, the Epstein thing is disgusting, and it's terrible, and wealthy people definitely do terrible things like that, and it's awful. Again, these are results of people in our society having... inordinate, disproportionate amounts of power because of their wealth and getting away with things. We have a justice system that disproportionately harms poor people, while it lets people like Jeffrey Epstein get away with horrifying crimes at a level that is just unimaginable for years. It's disgusting. I agree. But that doesn't mean that you can just go and buy a couple acres of property and declare yourself emperor and expect that to mean anything.
Documentary called Filthy Rich on Netflix. It's all about Epstein Island. Donald Trump's in it lots.
Will I be a cult leader? It'll be funny. No, I don't want to be around that many people that often.
Lots of people are in it. And then look at videos like Ice Cube, Everything's Corrupt. Look at John Lennon, Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was killed by the U.S. government, and they admitted it in a court case and had to pay out the family. Does that sound like a legitimate thing? Right? Martin Luther King was talking about how things can be, and they killed him. The big mollusk or whatever you see above the...
Interesting. He's using a green screen. Why is he using a green screen? Why is he keying stuff out? What is he keying out of this scene? Is that not the real background? Did he just, like, insert a background for some reason? Huh. Now I'm curious why. Why did he do this? Where is he actually sitting?
White House, that big pillar, that's a Freemason symbol, you guys, and it's taller than the White House because it controls it.
We all know that things work like Invader Zim, and whoever the tallest building is, that's who the leader is.
There's a book done by the Winnipeg Free Press called The Hermetic Code. I suggest you get it. It's all about the power structure of Manitoba and how all the premiers in Manitoba but one have been Freemasons. And again, Freemasons are satanic.
No, they're not. I've covered this on Tinfoil Tuesday.
Absolutely are. They worship Satan and they call him the light, but fuck them. I've seen testimony of people that have been molested and seen children murdered by them. Granted, I wasn't there. It's hearsay, but there's so much of it.
There's so much hearsay.
And there's enough proof of other things. So if you guys actually look into this, you'll see the legal system is satanic. We are at war. And if you don't acknowledge that fact, then you're civilian casualty coming because they're going to kill you with the vaccine. And again, go to peace.
I have my appointment to be... I'm not even going to say this joke. I have my vaccine appointment Friday, and I'm pretty excited for it.
Peacemakersociety.org. We have links to all the doctors who prove what I just said. And to the people who doubt my work as well, Peacemaker Society, go to the Freedom Package. It's free. Go read the documents.
Yes, I can do that. Hold on. Where's the freedom documents? Give me them freedom documents, Marcel. Dem freedom documents. Where they be? Where they be? There's too many links. They're all YouTube videos.
And how about you try founding a society yourself? There's the Cancer Society. There's tons of societies, right?
Okay, but that's not like a... It's colloquially called, like, the Cancer Society, but it's not like a society, like we understand it to mean as, like, laymen. Like, a society. We live in a society. Joker meme, right? But, like, the Cancer Society is a non-profit organization. It's a non-profit. It's not like a little society where all the people who work at the Cancer Society live in a commune and get high and hit bongos all day. Like, that's not... It's just called that. They're not a society, the way that you're using that word.
The only difference between me and them is I'm unregistered, unincorporated. So without corporate documents, most of you would never get a bank account. With the paperwork, the 3 letters that we have for free on the website, you can get your bank accounts.
What are they called again? It's Peacemaker Society? Peacemaker Society. Did he update his website? A little bit. He actually did update the website. It still doesn't look very good. But he did update the website slightly, so that's nice. Let me see if I can find these documents. Freedom Package.
Topic is very exciting. You're going to be happy you're hearing about.
Marcel, stop setting your videos to autoplay. Please. Oh my god, look at all these documents. Welcome letter, get out of debt letter, Canada Inc. SEC.gov listed. Oh, this is just a document where he claims that, which we're going to have to look up later because he mentions it. Welcome letter. Oh god, it's downloading a Word document. I didn't want that.
And be the unincorporated economy. And then if any of these, here, let's go back to share screen here. If any cops, right, come to shut down your business, you can actually bill and lien them, right?
No, you can't. Filing false liens is a felony.
Right? Like, look at this. This is the pastor that they arrested, right? Like, just for preaching. This is police trying to go into his church after.
It says right on there, health inspection. Presumably he was holding services during a global pandemic when that was disallowed. Not just for holding services, for gathering a bunch of people in close quarters together during a pandemic. Had nothing to do with his religion.
After they released him, right? And they're admitting that they're trying to violate the Criminal Code of Canada, which is, again, is corporate rules. It's not law. The only law on earth, no harm to life, liberty, property, or rights of others, no fraud in contract. And an argument that the cop used is that he wasn't there with intent to disrupt their service. If you work for the legal system, your intent is to defraud people every fucking day, period. You're there to strip them of rights and enforce the corporate nation state's criminality against the people.
Yeah, we don't like cops, Marcel. Again, the answer to that would be reform or some sort of like funding changes. It wouldn't be to literally try and excuse yourself from the social contract, which you can't really do unless you go and live in the woods somewhere in unincorporated territory. And I don't mean unincorporated as in corporation, I mean as in territory that is not claimed by any government, which I don't even know if that exists anymore.
And to all the people getting beaten up by cops standing up for sovereign rights, you're all heroes. It's no different than watching the Nazis kill the Jews in the old World War II. Here, actually, let's go and look at this.
I gotta skip past this part because he shows the clips of the Holocaust, which, that's TOS. At least I gotta put it out so it's not on camera. I'll do that. You can still hear him talk, but...
This is what they're doing with the vaccine instead of guns.
No, they're not. No, they're not. The vaccine is medicine to keep you from catching COVID. Please get the vaccine.
Let's see what comes up. Now, I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get copyright strikes. But there's lots. And just look at Schindler's List, all that stuff. Okay, you guys want to see this stuff right here? Look at this. Okay, these are all people from a concentration camp murdered, and this is what they're literally doing.
He's showing thumbnails of victims of the Holocaust.
To our old people right now. This is what they're doing by injecting children. This is the same thing. Study World War II, you guys. This is an evil fucking system. And that's how come I'm so hard on so many people I'm close to, because I love you guys. I can't stand that you're serving this system. Right? So, and again, back to Rebel News. Just as far as what's happening right now. Okay? There's huge protests, you guys. Like, there's so much stuff going on. Doug Ford, war criminal, going to jail. And again, thousands of lawyers are coming. So I'm just the messenger to all the legal agents. You're all going to jail, whatever job you have, whether you work in a bank, whether you sell insurance, whether anything, you're all going to fucking jail because I guarantee it. I'm going to forensically organize as a witness all the information that lawyers and people who are qualified will need to come and get you motherfuckers. And that goes to my friends and family too. So to everyone, you either fucking do the right thing, make your living through teaching sovereignty and running programs and being the new government. Get out of my way if you're not going to. And remember, if you earn your living from the legal system, you're fully fucking liable. And if you're relying on the medical system, they're there to genocide you.
Basically, he's threatening, either join my society or I'm going to throw you in jail. Bold strategy.
I say that under full commercial liability. Fuck every doctor and nurse cooperating with this right now. You're all going to jail when we get around to you. And it might take me 20 years, it might take me 50. It might take my society the rest of your lifetime to get to you, but we're fucking coming.
I'm younger than you, Marcel, so probably the rest of your lifetime.
And yeah, so anyway, if you want us to help protect you, you can...
That would be fun. I'd like Marcel to be 70 and me to be 60-something. And for Marcel to still be shit-talking me. I'd enjoy that.
Swear oath and get...
My plan is to slowly ratchet up how witchy I get as I get older, so that'll be good.
Membership. Hang this in your door and only paid members.
Oh god, what did the quartering do now? Oh, I can't see the quartering tweets. Hold on. I gotta open that in an incognito tab. He has me blocked. Jeremy and I have gotten into some arguments before. Ah, Alex Jones. Jesus Christ. Jeremy's such an idiot.
members will be who we advocate for. Losers aren't taking up our fucking time. People want to waste our time and ability. No, you either contribute or you're on your fucking own. And if you're on your own, you're as good as dead, unfortunately. So we'll stop the share here. Okay, well, that's kind of a state of affair where things are at. Coming with the door hangers soon. I have people ready to go globally. They will all be swearing oath, and we are an actual government. So here we go, guys. I'll see you in the coming weeks, months, and years. And just know, Peacemaker Society does not kill people. Even when we talk about holding people accountable, we mean peacefully. Even with police, the people arresting them will be unarmed and will just be superior numbers. Or
what is that even? If you feel the need to back up and clarify that you are not going to have a bunch of people murdered, perhaps rethink your messaging up until that point. Just a thought. And I also like the idea that he is going to have a police force of, I guess, like droogs from Clockwork Orange, because they don't have guns or anything. Maybe they'll just have capes or canes and fancy dapper hats, and they'll beat you up with skills Marcel taught them from his 500 street fights. I did see the tweet. Thank you, Daddy Sume. And they're going to arrest you. They're going to arrest judges and stuff for reasons.
it'll be their own legal agents that are armed to their standards that deal with their own people. The legal courts can be instructed by foreign jurisdictions to enter judgments and take action. Hence why they're overseen by the United Nations, by the Hague International Criminal Courts.
Canadian and United States courts are not overseen by the Hague, by the International Court and the UN. That's not how that works. Each country's judicial system is independent. They have sovereignty, something you don't have as an individual. The UN does not oversee every country's judicial system, which you'd think he would know if he looked into anything ever. Jesus.
United Nations is corporate, though. Hague International Criminal Courts, I'm assuming they are. I don't know for sure, though. But
oh, that one he's not sure. Okay, good to know.
Sovereign rights held by Indigenous power, common law grand juries, and sovereign law grand juries will be coming soon, too. I guarantee it, because I'm teaching everyone. And yeah. And anyone founding a society, you will be required to swear oath to peacemaker. And that's just so you're loyal to law and the right path. You know, so many people, I have people who have claimed their rights and they haven't done shit with it in 6 years as far as programs or anything go. They just sit there with it and think it's going to do something. There are other people who say, because my programs aren't everywhere yet, that I'm full of shit. I'm not full of shit. We've ran them.
No, you're full of shit because you're wrong. Like, I do think that there's an A to B correlation between why your program isn't popular and the fact that it doesn't work, but you're wrong because you're wrong. Period.
They exist. As soon as members are there, then we bring the programs. And the membership will provide the funding, or we'll do event fundraisers, or we'll sell other products and services that generate the money that we can cross over. That's how I pay for stuff. I run other things that make me money, and I put it into this. And
selling weed. Marcel definitely sells weed, in my opinion. I don't know that for a fact. That's an opinion that I have. I think Marcel probably grows and sells weed, which, by the way, I don't have a problem with at all. I don't think weed should be illegal. If you want to grow and sell weed, I think you should be able to do that. I just find it funny that he couches what I assume is the weed selling in, I have side businesses. I'm doing things on the side.
And yeah, I do it for free because I have honor, and that feels better than money. So
he does mention me in this video. Yeah, we're not even halfway through this video.
We do have people, our local community freedom leaders are volunteer. We will be giving financial gifts back for how many members are in their area. Right now it's $4 per member in their area. So if they have 1,000 members, that'd be $4,000 a month.
Ah, here comes the multi-level marketing aspect of this culty weird stuff that he's talking about. He's basically saying that if you become a leader in this organization, if you start your own society, anyone that is in your society will get you a commission of $4. I don't know if this is like monthly or yearly or whatever, but it's $4 per person on whatever period of time. I don't know if it's a one-time payment, but Yeah, that's if you charted that out, that's a structure that's like this. Boop boop boop. Just saying.
And
did he say monthly? There you go.
all of our programs make money as well. So I guess
in fairness, I should say it's not a system. It doesn't appear, at least to me, that you get $4 and then people under you get a certain amount and then you get their money. It just seems like it's commission based on your membership, which is a little bit different, but still sus, in my opinion.
get asked sometimes, how would you be able to run a government without taxation? You just offer service that people are willing to pay for that makes enough. You can fund stuff. And just so people know, land titles in Winnipeg, every year they have about 5 years worth of profit where they could run for free. And a politician calls or somebody calls and it's siphoned out of the office. And I know that from someone who used to work there. They told me about it while it was happening. And the other
I knew a guy who told me a thing. I'm not credulous.
thing people have to remember is, because I've been in the weed community for so long, everyone smokes weed, and I've gotten to know every type of professional out there. And then on top of that, because I've had money in recent years, I've been able to go and pay experts and this and that. And as far as my identity document,
Calm like a Tom says Sobsit cases were the funniest part of law school. Did you guys cover that? That's hilarious. Any good ones?
it goes, that is a lawyer who drafted that document. I assisted, but she spent her own due diligence, proofread it, researched it all, and did it as a notary, as her attestment to my status. You notice my signature is not on that. That is her attesting to me.
Okay, according to what you've said before, she's a notary. That's what notaries do, is they say that, like, you either sign something or they sign something, and then they can be a witness in court to the signature of that document. That's literally their job.
Being correct. And again, the bank accounts prove it too. Bank will not open a bank account if you're not correct to process. And we are unincorporated, which is why there's no joinder with the legal corporate satanic pedophile murder system. In de jure or unincorporated law, you cannot murder ever. That's why the legal system will not operate in de jure. And there's a wonderful guy named Robert. I have recordings from him. I'm in the process of transcribing them, and he explains all that amazingly. I'm kind of like Henry Ford. Not in that I'm Henry Ford cars, any of that, but just I understand mastermind groups and how to surround myself with experts who know what I have an understanding of, but I'm not competent to go and do it. Like, I couldn't go be a lawyer in court. I don't know where to file all the different things, but
You also don't know the law, so that would probably hamper your ability to be a lawyer.
I have people who do, right? Easy. And also, paralegals are who do most of the work in law firms, not the lawyers. So that's who you need in order to really understand what they do for most of it.
I feel like that's probably untrue. Okay, here's a comparison that I would probably draw. A lawyer is to a doctor what a paralegal is to a nurse. A nurse is going to do a lot of day-to-day down in the dirt stuff. They're going to be changing central lines and taking care of patients and doing sort of routine procedures on the day-to-day level, right? So they're probably really, really good. I imagine most nurses are better at that stuff than doctors, just because they do it all the time. Similarly, paralegals are probably excellent at knowing where and when and how to file various documents with the court. They know how to day-to-day, how to deal with the court system and all the red tape involved. However, if you need someone with a deep medical knowledge that can synthesize a solution to a problem medically, you want a doctor. Similarly, you would want a lawyer to actually be there to be the mastermind behind synthesizing legal responses and legal strategies, and then you pass those strategies on to paralegals to exercise those strategies through the paperwork. Like, I'm not trying to denigrate nurses or paralegals. They're incredibly important, and they're wonderful at their jobs, for the most part, I guarantee it. They're a necessary part of the system. I just think saying that, like, paralegals know more than a lawyer is foolish. They have different roles, and they both perform their roles well. It just seems weird to me that Marcel would say that.
And to all the people who think that the state can just use...
Would I read the bits messages now? Don't make us wade through the rest of Marcel's hour-long boring tirade just to get to them. Oh, God, there's so many bits messages. I don't even know. Let me see how far back I have to go for bits messages. It's going to be so bad. Sure, we'll take a quick break and do bits messages, and then we'll get back to the Marcel video. Thank you, everyone who followed from the raid. I'm not going to name you all independently because there's like 50 of you, and that would take a long time. Psycho Bear, thanks for resubscribing. 0M80 with 100 bits says, bring on the delusional people. Sushi Mom with 500 bits says, I always love bringing new friends. Thank you, Sushi Mom. I always appreciate that. Bryce05, thanks for subscribing, or rather gifting a sub to Stephen J. Neptune Man. Pyromancer with 20 bits says, what? He didn't die from the tub? Damn. For those who didn't know, he did a house walkthrough where he was putting a jacuzzi tub together, and the electrical placement for it looked kind of sus, so we joked in the last one that he was going to get electrocuted. Jay Constant with 100 bits, Casual Snark with 50 bits, Be Very Careful John with 100, Zen Cyclist with 100, Ari81, Bori Kua Dragon with 100 bits, Melted Snow Caps with 100 says, me either, Hannah. I don't know what that's in relation to. Andrew Batella says, I'm a judge. You're fucked. Kierthin with 100 bits says, jab a fish or successfully acquired. Good for you. Emperor Pompey with 100 bits. Bardlock Moses with 100 bits says, such a nice guy. Sharpie Diesel with 100 bits. KR Goss with 100 says, I'm a weed user, no cancer. My husband does not partake. He got melanoma. Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry. Bardlock Moses says, bits for having to deal with this POS. Thanks. Pyromancer says, maybe they should chase those tears with some Jilly Juice. Oh, let's not get into Jilly Juice today. Bardlock Moses with 100 bits. And then another 100 says, in before he shouts slurs. No slurs like that in this video. Actually, I think he says the R word at one point. But that's it. I did vet this because I gotta vet Marcel's because he uses the N-word a lot. And I gotta make sure I don't show those videos without bleeping them. 0M80, thank you for gifting subs to the community. Princess Amelia, thank you for gifting a sub. Andrew Batella with 20 bits says, are non-binary folks legal people, though? Everyone's all men and women, so I guess we can opt out. A lot of legal language has actually changed to people, like for reasons like that, so it's gender neutral. Bardlock Moses says, Hannah is not a judge, bitch. Captain Rose says, yo, Hannah, I can't stay long. I'm high on mushrooms and oxycodone. Oh, no. You keep being dope, and I hope your channel goes, and I hope Marcel knows he's stinky. All right, be careful, Captain Rose. Overthought with 25 bits says, just got here. Holy shit, it's Marcel. Fick It Easy, thank you for 11 months, says, you're one of the few Twitch tubers I'm constantly subscribed to, and I love your content. Thank you. Quig, thank you for resubscribing with 4 months. Brewballs with 100 bits. Dread2D Max with 100 sbits. Zen Cyclist with 100 bits. Bardlock Moses with 100 bits. Oh, I forgot to mention that I got my first shot today. 28 days till I get my second. Nice. Stromboli for Wi-Fi, thank you for resubscribing with 5 months, says, made my grandma cry on Easter when I explained to her I wouldn't let her around my newborn daughter without her vaccine because she watches One America News. Oof. That's lame. On her part, not yours, obviously. Tucker White says, would someone explain what the hell the Davos click is to me? I actually don't know. Mightiest Quinn, thank you again for rating. Mike Mack says, why is he trying to be a chud version of Ron Swanson? We're getting closer to the end, folks, of the bit messages. Just gotta get through them. I'm sorry. Take a quick smoke break while I'm getting through these. Tucker White says, this is meant to be played right away. It's time sensitive. Oh, shoot. I missed the link. Sorry. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says Canadian IRS is the IREH. Thank you. Morgan Le Fay, or Morgan the Fay, rather, says, as John Oliver said, taxation is like all-you-can-eat buffet. You can't say, well, look, I know it's $7.99, but I'm only paying $6.99 because I have a mortal objection to beets. Yeah. Daddy Sume says, what is a god to a non-believer? Tucker White says, I'll give Marcel this. He at least acknowledges that Trump was close to Epstein. Overthought with 25 bits says, I was reading something where in Scotland you used to be able to be found guilty or not proven. There wasn't an innocent until a jury decided on their own to add it. Interesting. Tucker White says, but Hannah, Marcel's a judge. You're fucked. That's true. I hadn't considered that. Bear Crawl, thank you for subscribing. Bartlock Moses with 100 bits says, Marcel, I hate you for what you are on the inside. I don't care about how you look. Pyromancer says, do you think you would feel that same if a woman assaulted him instead? I don't know, and I really don't want to get into that. Andrew Batella says, most gay people go both ways. LMAO. Yeah, that was a bizarre comment on his part. He does the opposite of bi erasure. He erases everyone but bi people, or pan people, I guess. Tucker White says, this is completely off topic, but we need some great news, and I missed that one too, sorry. Morgan the Fae says, yo, everyone, I'm dropping my new single this week, Born to be an Emperor. Wind Chanter says, Hannah, will you please be a cult leader? It would be funny. No, that would be terrible. Pyromancer says, the mirror seems to be real, but everything around it doesn't seem to be. If you're not going to say it, I will. I hereby declare that Marcel doth be trippin'. Andrew Patella, Hannah, Marcel rejects living in a society. He lives in Peacemaker Society instead. Very different. Stone Corbell says, what's he going to do when millions of people don't die from taking the vaccine? Oh, he'll move the goalposts. They always do. Pyromancer says he hates technology, but he's going to forensically analyze things, right? The atheist Brony says Harold Penisman is subcontracting with him. Andrew Batella says, Peacemaker Society doesn't kill people, it only causes COVID to kill its members. That's perfectly legitimate. Tucker White says, we're not even halfway through this. Marcel's made his point in the loosest sense of the word. What is there more to say? A lot, apparently. DBS Chilstra says, almost at the end, huh? Would be a shame if someone gave you 20 more cents. And then Tucker White says, here's the news I posted. Okay. The Virginia legislature has agreed with Northam's amendment request today, which means that the bill is now law. Virginia will legalize marijuana as of July of this year. Virginia is the 17th state to pass the law or initiative legalizing marijuana. Well, that's good, I guess. Okay, caught up. Back to the video.
Force to rule. That's the same thing that rapists say.
Yikes.
Fuck you. No.
Comparing having to follow the law to that, not okay.
They can't. I mean, they can, but it's not lawful. And if you support that, you're a rapist piece of shit too. So if you support the legal system, if you're paying taxes, if you're drinking, if you're destroying yourself, if you're not being the best of yourself, founding a society, helping us, fuck you. You're a piece of shit, and the legal system's going to murder you. So you're going to be wiped off the planet, even though that breaks my heart. And I'm talking to my own friends and family here. You guys, get in touch with me. Swear oath, run some stuff, and I'll help you. Otherwise, you're not welcome in anything that I own or run, and you're going to die. The legal system's going to kill you. So learn what we teach, or you're the walking fucking dead, and good fucking riddance. 2,000 years of this shit. We're ready for a new system. We're ready for a new way of being. And people have found
2,000 years. Do you think the Canadian American governments go back 2,000 years?
New governments throughout history all the time, you guys.
And they weren't started by some guy in Winnipeg who just has some property and he films weird videos on a green screen.
Right? So I may bluster, I may be very verbal, but I don't go out and hurt anybody. And that's the difference between me and them.
Didn't you say you've been in over 500 street fights?
Be honest with you verbally in a way that offends you, where they'll be nice to your face, but then they kill you. Right? So if I had any intention of killing you guys, I would be super nice and politically correct. But I don't break the law. I have nothing to hide, so I can be myself. I don't have to sell out. Watch my P's and Q's. And anyone who doesn't see who and what I am in talent and ability is a fucking moron. Your own life's your own punishment. I'm very grateful. I know who I am and what I am, and I'm very excited now to bring that to the world. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys in another video. And again, your home should be your unregistered, unincorporated freedom embassy that you are safe in instead.
That's not how things work. You can't just call your house a freedom embassy and expect that to mean anything. It's like when Michael Scott tried to declare bankruptcy. I declare bankruptcy! And then they're like, you can't just say that and expect anything to happen. And he goes, I didn't say it. I declared it. It's not how it works, Marcel.
Instead of having police coming in and arresting you because you didn't get vaccinated quick enough, like is happening in Britain right now. In Jerusalem, they're making people wear bracelets on their wrist. Here, I don't know
anything about that, but I understand if for public health reasons there's some sort of tracking, both to make sure that contact tracing is possible. For instance, my state is doing contact tracing through an app that I have installed on my phone. Basically, if I am found to be near anyone who has contracted COVID and it gets reported, I'll get a message that says, like, hey, you might want to get tested. You've been in contact or close by to someone who has COVID, or whatever. If they did that through bracelets, I could also understand that. It seems like cell phones are the easier solution since most people have them anyway. But I get it. I don't think that's nefarious in and of itself.
I want to get copyright strike, so I'm not sure what. Come on, give me access. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah, we still have like half an hour left, guys. I'm sorry. This is the main event for today.
So on our website here, it should be the top video. I think it's up here. Pause that. One sec, guys. This video right here is a lady talking about how in Jerusalem they're being made to wear actual bracelets right now. And these are the people who lived through the Holocaust.
Okay, I'm not going to say there are no Holocaust survivors. I don't know how many are still around. I really don't. But that was 80 years ago, more or less. Most people in Jerusalem or Israel as a whole are not survivors of the Holocaust. They're certainly related to people who survived the Holocaust, but it's a little bit different.
Right? It's the same thing as putting a Jewish number on the arm.
No, it's not. Stop comparing ethnic cleansing and genocide to making sure that people don't catch a disease. You absolute fool.
But in a bracelet, right? But it's with you everywhere and they can track you.
Boy, I sure am glad I don't already carry an electronic device around me all day, every day that tracks my movements within several feet of accuracy. That sure would make Marcel look like an idiot, wouldn't it, if everyone already carried a device around with them that could and probably is used to track them in one way or another? What would such a device look like?
You guys, there's permanent slavery coming in a way that's beyond. Like, I'm talking in your own heart and mind. They're going to record your dreams. Look up Neuralink.
They're going to record your dreams, man.
Outcry to the world from Israel. Go watch that, you guys, right here. Okay, this is, I'm not going to play it because they're going to copyright my crap, but this is a woman. I'm sure it'd be fine, actually, if I played it. And then Ice Cube, Everything's Corrupt. Listen to it, you guys. Go to our website, check out the videos. Lisbon Court, the Supreme Court of Lisbon.
I usually base my political opinions on videos that Ice Cube has done.
Portugal ruled quarantine's illegal. Doctors globally are calling BS on COVID. That's globaldoctorsalliance.com, frontlinenurses.com. Lots of them, you guys. And this is the Freedom Embassy coming. I'll show you guys over here. We have our different membership rates. So when you get our door hanger, or even now, if you want to get a hold of us, just leave a message and I'll send you an email. I'm going to handle everything through emails until our customer service staff are up, just because this whole experience has been traumatic. I do have post-traumatic stress. And if people abuse me, I tend to lash out at them. But I'm within my rights. I put up with so much shit to get this all where it needs to go, you guys. And I actually understand what's happening in the world. And I have people reaching out to me from around the world for help. So just keep that in mind. So $50 a month. This will just get you access to our online affidavit, which will be up right away. So you can actually have us witness any crimes that happen against you for future prosecution in class action lawsuits or common law courts or sovereign courts. If you want to support us, for the package is free online, so you can get it all for free. But if you want to give a gift of what it used to go for, $2,500, anyone who can afford that, we appreciate it. And that would be giving back, seeing as we did go through millions in expense to produce that.
I don't believe for a second Marcel spent millions of dollars to produce this. I don't think Marcel has ever had millions of dollars. So I'm going to call, in my opinion, BS on that one.
If you want us to found your own society and coach you through it, again, it is free online for you to do yourself. But if you require our time and attention, it takes several months. So the minimum for that is 10 grand, and it can go up from there if you're a larger business. But if it's a personal estate, stuff like that, you're looking about 10 grand for us to help you, because it takes our time. My time I can be spending with my wife. I can be spending out time taking care of nature, developing programs. So
didn't your wife take your kids and leave? Do you mean your girlfriend?
if you require our help, we need compensation for that. A normal membership, full membership, where you're interacting, you're getting newsletters, discounts, that's $250 a month. And again, it's just, it takes real money to
$250 a month? Jesus Christ.
Run stuff, you guys, and I guarantee you're paying a lot more than that in taxes right now. And the Competent Air course.
Okay, but Marcel, it's not pay taxes or pay you. You need to both pay taxes, and if you want to be part of your thing, pay you. But you can't stop paying taxes. Have you heard the saying, There are two unavoidable things in life: death and taxes. You might as well be peddling to people the fountain of youth here. There is no version of a functional government that allows people to find a loophole to not pay taxes. And I know, America, corporations avoiding their taxes. I understand that. I think America isn't functioning very well right now. But here's the thing. You're not a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You're not going to be able to hide your money somewhere in another country. You're an individual. You got to pay your taxes.
Again, if you're doing the course but you want us to walk through it with you and coach and help, that's $5,000. But again, it's all on here for free, right here, Freedom Package. Boom, click Freedom Package. Okay, to all the people who think you can't do it or can't look at it, go look at it. Go do it. Try doing it and then tell me I'm a scam, because it works. It's not a scam. So you got your
I'm not going to pay you $5,000 just to prove you're wrong, Marcel. I'm good. I also don't get into legal trouble because, you know, I don't break the law. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Shoot. Oh, I was wondering, does anyone actually pay him this money? Has anyone ever actually given him thousands of dollars and fallen for this?
welcome letter. Here I'm explaining about security interests and how you're turned into a security interest through your ID. Canada Inc., sec.gov. I'm going to click on this right now for the people who keep talking crap that Canada's not a corporation. Oh, yeah, it is, buddy. I've been on the radio and they've confirmed this.
The radio has confirmed it.
So Canada Inc. business information. Now, this is what you're...
Yeah, we got to look at this because he actually linked to something, although it's just a document. We got to look up some of this information. I tried to do a cursory search of this earlier on sec.gov, like he said, just to like double check, because he put all this in like a PDF basically. And I wasn't able to corroborate any of this, so...
You're calling Government of Canada. Now, people will say, oh, it's just a corporation. Well, look where it's located. It's at the Canadian Embassy, 1746 Massachusetts Avenue Northwest, Washington, District of Columbia.
Let's take a look, shall we? sec.gov. Search. Company filings. Company search page, sec.gov. This should bring this stuff up, right? So here's the document that he's referencing. This is stuff that he has just written down on this PDF with this terrible watermark. Can I copy paste? That's a pain in the ass. Let's see. What are they calling it? Company data, company conformed name, Canada, central index key 0000230098. Can I just search that number? That would be easier. 0000 230098. 230098. Ahaha! We found it. Let's learn about this, shall we? Do 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 do. Annual report, foreign governments and political subdivisions amendment. Prospectus. Filing under Securities Act rules, annual report for foreign governments, political subdivisions. United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Washington, D.C., effective date April 1st, 2021, 5 p.m. This doesn't have any more information, though. It's all just like this shit. Okay, here we go. Foreign governments and political subdivisions thereof, Securities and Exchange Commission, Washington, D.C., 20549, Annual Report of Canada, name of registrant, date of end of last fiscal year, March 31st, 2003. So this is a filing from 2003. It's a bit old, but it is the Canada Inc. This is Canada, the country, because it says, for foreign governments and political subdivisions thereof. It's not a corporation. It's a filing they're doing as a foreign government. Name and addresses of person authorized to receive notices and communications from the Securities and Exchange Commission. His Excellency Michael Kerrigan, Canadian Ambassador to the United States of America, Canadian Embassy, 501 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C., to 20,001. And then it just names the different people who are working for the embassy. The Financial Markets Division Director, the Consul General of Canada, The registrant is filing this amendment to its annual report on a voluntary basis. This amendment, including the exhibit hereto, contains various forward-looking statements and information that are based on Canada's belief as well as assumptions made by the information currently available to Canada. When used in this document, the words anticipate, estimate, project, expect, should, and similar expressions are intended to identify forward-looking statements. Such statements are subject to certain risks, uncertainties, and assumptions. Should one or more of these risks or uncertain materialize, or should underlying assumptions prove incorrect, actual results may vary materially from those anticipated, estimated, or projected. Among the key factors that have or will have a direct bearing on Canada are the worldwide economy in general and the actual economic, social, and political conditions in or affecting Canada. Sorry, I'm just checking the chat. So this is Canada filing something with the SEC as their ambassador and other stuff is. Canada notes. Prospectus supplement. Prospectus dated January 31st, 2012. Canada notes, due 9 months or more from date of issue. Canada may offer its Canada notes from time to time under a program authorizing the issuance of Canada notes. I assume they're talking about Canadian money. Each note will mature on a date 9 months or more from its original date of issuance. Oh, maybe they're bonds, some sort of bonds that mature over the term of the bond. Canada will determine the specific term of each note and describe them in the applicable pricing supplement. In addition, the applicable pricing supplements will describe any terms that are different from the terms described in this prospectus supplement. Neither the Securities and Exchange Commission nor any state securities commission has approved or disapproved of these securities or determined if this prospectus supplement or the accompanying prospectus is truthful or complete. Any representation to the contrary is a criminal offense. The notes will contain collective action clauses with provisions regarding future modifications of their terms under those provisions which are described beginning on page S18. You get it. This is shit, okay? It's a prospectus. It appears that this is about bonds and different notes that they are offering as the government of Canada within the United States. And I assume because of this, because they're issuing bonds and things of that nature, financial investments basically within the United States, they probably need to register with the SEC as Canada Inc. or Canada whatever. Even though they're a government entity, they need to register with the SEC and they need to create an entity through which to do this business within the United States. So they're not a private corporation. They're a government that's issuing bonds, basically, and dealing with currency, thus requiring them to file things with the SEC, and they have their articles of incorporation for this Canada Incorporated that they're using to deal with bonds and currency issues through. They have it registered at their embassy, which makes sense considering, again, that's an embassy for Canada in the United States in Washington, D.C. Understand? Does that make sense to everyone? They're not a private corporation. They're a government that has created a legal entity in order to deal with bonds and other currency-related things within the United States that need SEC filings, legally speaking. Yes? Does that make sense, chat? Is that something you think Marcel will understand? Someone respond to me, please. Norm Can't Shoot says, this is all basic corporate law. You can't do business in another country without registering a corporation in that country. I did this in Canada for 11 years. Nice. This is from 2020. It's one of the more recent documents. This took like 5 minutes to go look up, Marcel, and explain why this is a thing. Canada, the government isn't a corporation. They're using a corporation to do business in the United States.
Okay, and look at this. Since 1934, SEC Act 1934, SEC file number 033-053668, film number 020642215. So the reason I would always just say sec.gov and leave it at that is so people could look it up. So my hater...
That's not how citations work. You should link directly to those pages that I just did, Marcel. That's how you cite things.
Hannah there, who's probably doing a video about this right now. I don't even watch your videos anymore because you're so stupid.
Doubt! Marcel, every time I do a video on you, you leave 50 comments. You've probably commented on this video already. He's down there, I'm telling you.
I also did copyright complaints against them, so if YouTube isn't a total scam, they'll take them down anyway. I don't
Learn about... Okay, we have multiple things to talk about here, Marcel. First of all, fair use is a thing. Look it up. This counts as fair use, and I've taken people to court before over fair use things, so I wouldn't recommend it on your part. That wouldn't be very fun for either of us. And secondly, you don't believe in the legal system, but you're going to try and use the DMCA to take down someone who criticizes you? I guess you do believe in the legal system when you think you can weaponize it against other people, huh? Good luck with that. Law's on my side. Bitch. I've been wanting to call him a bitch. That sounds good. That felt good. How'd that feel, chat?
don't appreciate being called a liar when I'm not, and be called a fraud by someone stupid who's a genetic defect. Anyway.
That's true. I definitely am. I don't, no, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Take the high ground, Hannah. High ground.
People like that normally don't get near successful people because, unfortunately, losers believe what they believe to be true as well. The submission type, 18.
True. I'm a judge. You're fucked, bitch. The good news is my kids haven't been taken away from me, so that's nice. I also don't have children, but if I did, I would have them because, you know, I'm not a failure of a human being. Ooh, I'm getting mean now. Getting mean now. Back off. Back off, Anna. Back off.
18-K/A. I actually saw the form that governments use to register their population as a security interest, and I tried to download it, but it didn't save properly. This is a bunch of years ago, but I have seen the actual document, which is, again, I've seen this all with my own eyes. That's why I don't care if someone who hasn't spent any time researching it invests all their time just shitting on people. That lady Hannah I talked about, I checked out her channel. She doesn't have a single video supporting anyone doing anything.
That's definitely untrue. Have you seen my coverage of Dancy Sings? It's pretty epic.
All of her videos are strictly talking crap about really good-hearted people trying to stand up for their rights as well as her rights, and she shits on them for them. And
I mean, have you considered Stop Being Wrong? That'd be good. That'd be great. If you wanted to actually fight for people's rights in an effective way that worked within the legal system, that'd be awesome. Even if it didn't necessarily work within the legal system, but was effective at changing it, that would be one thing. But it's not. You're being ineffective and wrong. That's the problem.
I'm not even going to talk about her anymore because she's really not worth my time and doesn't bother.
And yet you mentioned me anyway, and here you are watching the video. Because if you're hearing this, you definitely are watching the video, so why are you doing that?
Bother me. But this is how come people have to swear oath in the future, because we get a lot of people like that are just losers that don't care to look anything up, who want to just talk crap and make themselves feel better because they're an asshole. They're evil. They support a satanic system that's murder.
That's true. I am evil and support a satanic system. How else would you explain these horns?
Murdering children, and they'd rather attack the messenger bringing them freedom. And that's another reason, you guys, I just bring you guys freedom. I did this all out of the kindness of my heart. So anyone who wants to be rude to me, kiss my ass. And to the people that really lash out at me and talk shit, I have been through a ton of trauma. I have post-traumatic stress.
Okay, you may, and I'm very sorry for that, genuinely. I understand that. I also was diagnosed with PTSD at one point due to some stuff that happened to me when I was younger. I totes get it. It's awful. Trauma's terrible. It also, unfortunately, isn't an excuse to be awful. So maybe internalize that a little bit. Just a bit. It's kind of important.
My son was taken. I had to give up my own family to pursue this path of freedom, as well as just...
Technically, you didn't have to give them up. They were taken from you. Slightly different.
about every friend and everyone I knew, and it's God's path for me. So I'm fine with it. I'm stoked about it, but yeah, there's some trauma to it. It's really heart-wrenching having to love people and let them go so much. I'm waiting for y'all to tap into your soul. And I had one lady starting to learn. She said she had to pray about it, and I got upset with her. And it wasn't that she had to pray, but I don't have to take time to pray, you guys. I'm connected enough.
Would I consider myself a Satan worshiper or more of an enthusiast? I would call Satan and I more friends with benefits. It's a Lil Nas X situation.
Inside, God instantly lets me know if something's right or wrong or not. And that's just through my own intelligence and work I've put in. I know enough about enough. If someone's lying, I know, because I've been in 20 other situations where it proved that what I believe to be correct, while there's someone going on theory who hasn't even tried to do it, and they're just talking crap. So anyway, independent contract agreement, banking admin process for debt. That's how you get rid of debt. And this is the actual get out of debt letter. Okay. It just says you're happy to pay it if it's valid, but here's why we think it's a fraud. Please send us the proof of the contract, proof of the accounting under full liability. And they don't do it because, again, they're limited liability. At your job, are you going to risk your own car for something?
Sorry,
in that
one
workplace?
sec. There's
No, you're
D&D
not.
stuff afoot. We might not be doing D&D tonight. Sorry, one sec.
Anyway, law courts, Dun & Bradstreet. Here we go. Let's click it. This is Winnipeg Courts, listed as Manitoba Justice as a corporation, generating security interests.
Honestly, I love D&D, but we're getting close to the end of the campaign, so I'm kind of... It wouldn't bother me if we didn't do tonight, just because I'd like to kind of chill out tonight. I already did my exercise for today, so it would be kind of fun to just chill out, you know?
Through fraud, SEC, or this is Dun & Bradstreet, which is the Canadian version of SEC. It's a similar thing. But yeah, Province of Manitoba, Trade as Justice. 10 Midland, that's where Keith Bigger, the manager of all probation services for Manitoba, was my probation officer and acknowledged what I say to be correct when he was my probation officer when this all first started happening. So again, it's all on here, you guys. Just go. peacemakerstudy.org, freedom package, it's all in there, right? And then unincorporated associations, bank accounts, and then legal results. So let's go here. Let's see what we have. Is there anything in legal results? Oh, geez, there is. Okay, so this is how you do incident reports when you're in custody. So you bring to light all of the abuse they're doing. If they're going to have you in there anyway, make them pay for it by shining a light on all the criminality. Notarized sovereign ID document 123, right? That's her attestament to my identity as a lawyer notary.
Marcel is a convict. Marcel has been on Winnipeg's top 10 most wanted, which is less impressive than you think. I don't think that many people live in Winnipeg. But he was on Winnipeg's top 10 most wanted at one point because he was involved in some other court proceeding for something else. I don't remember what it was. And he moved without telling the court, which is a no-no. They need to keep tabs on the defendant. And he got put on that list for a little while. Also, Marcel Bessette is not his legal name. He goes by this to avoid people Googling his real name, which I'm not going to mention because, you know, I'm not going to dox someone. But, yes, Marcel has been entangled with the law before.
Equality poem, personal views, Marcel Bessette, recruiting brochure, study guide, right? Let's go further. Press release, community food program, Uniter stands with Peacemaker Society. Here, let's look at this, seeing as everyone talks like no one supports us. Oh yeah, they do. It's just not the public mainstream media or the losers who follow it. UWSA executives talk about what they have accomplished this past semester. This is 2011. Look down here. Things we have. I might have to go to the second document. It's further down in it. So let's go back. Come on, cooperate. Okay, now there's a little, you guys can't see it, but there's a little share screen. Okay,
Did he go back to 2011? Sorry, I zoned out for a second. My ADHD is kicking in.
Here we go. So page 2.
Yeah, he had to go a decade ago to get anyone favorably covering him in the media. Yikes.
They're talking about different community things they work with and support. Right here, Peacemaker Society. The UWSA executive shows its solidarity with the community by attending off-campus rallies, events, and meetings, including Peacemaker Society. They met with us, right?
UWSA executive. UWSA. Well, that's definitely not what it is. Canada. The Canadian Federation of Students, University of Winnipeg Students Association. So a students association from a university showed solidarity with you by attending off-campus rallies, events, including... So they went to a rally of yours. And that's it. That's your citation for why you think you're legitimate. Okay?
There you go. And it shows that they show solidarity and support.
And the date on that one was 2008 to 2010, which is more than a decade ago. Meaning that they probably got scammed into coming to your event not knowing quite what it was, and then they haven't touched you since.
I'll get off the screen right away. Actually, I'm going to stop there. Actually, no, let's keep going. You know, everyone... stuff before. Well, I showed some of it, but not all of it. Okay, so I need to close that. Get back to here. Okay. So yeah, so these are articles we've been in: Winnipeg Free Press, The Uniter, Free Press. Here we go. That we are a national organization. They recognize us as that. We had to actually do a press release thing to them, limiting what they were able to say about us. We learned that you can actually have to approve their copy before they publish it. Before we didn't know that, and they would just slander us. And then once we learned that, we would put this in. So the Peacemaker Societies were there to promote their group and show support for the protesters. We recognize that smoking marijuana is legal, but we don't believe it's unlawful. And
okay, so they just quoted you at a legalized weed rally. That has nothing to do with your claims about sovereign citizen stuff, Marcel. If this is your attempt to try and make your organization seem legitimate, you're doing a very bad job.
Yeah, the event even attracted volunteer recruiters from the Peacemaker Society, a national organization that promotes what it calls family values. So there you go, guys. You guys can see we do get press. Again, they don't pump it out all the time. And then
it's
been
a decade since anyone's talked about us, but you know, that'll happen. You'll have your down decades in terms of PR, but this upcoming decade, this'll be our one, okay?
International Cop Watch conference that we did. And then different poetry. I'm going to read a poem on here.
Yes, Marcel poetry.
Just to demonstrate why I deserve respect and what actually exists in my soul. Okay, a hero sacrifice. We'll do page 1 and then page 2 so I can just go between them. And I wrote this. This is from my heart and soul early on when we started this. My heart has been broken many times by people's lack of action or apathy. But this is how I feel about freedom and why I will do this until my last breath.
This is going to be some self-aggrandizing cringe right here. Are we ready?
Heroes are a very special breed. Everyone is special in their own way. We each have qualities and abilities. A hero's traits are to a higher standard. Heroes see beauty. They recognize that beauty is so unique, it is worth risking their time and life for. Worth risking public ridicule and persecution for standing against what will murder or harm that beauty. Heroes show others how to see beauty in and around themselves. Heroes inspire others to be heroic.
All right, let's take a breather here for a second. Now, we've looked at Andrew Tate's poetry before, and Andrew Tate has the brain of a jockstrap. His poetry was superior to this. It's subjective, of course. I'm discussing my opinion. This poem is entitled A Hero's Sacrifice. And for some reason, all the I's and L's appear to be bolded, and I don't know why, but they are. And this is a poem about how amazing Marcel is, and how you need to love Marcel, because Marcel is a hero. If you ever find yourself writing a poem where you are talking about yourself vaguely in the third person as a hero, please stop. No one wants to hear your verbal masturbation, okay? Stroke your ego on your own time. Don't make me listen to awful high school level poetry about how much you love yourself.
I am blessed to see beauty everywhere. I defend beauty in life wherever it is. This beauty stimulates strong, pure emotions within me. I can see patterns in rainwater or in the flames of a fire.
Anyone could... That's... What?
The emotions fill me with bliss from the organized randomness of it. I can quiet myself inside and feel pure joy from life or situations. I'm filled with love when people tap into joy and do kind acts. I see patterns to everything: life, animals, families, social circles. If it has a pattern, it's not random or crazy. Patterns are predictable and can be learned. Everything has a pattern, and if I can recognize and understand it, it fills me with joy. Understanding empowers you to truth.
Someone says this is even a poem. Poems are just like prose written in stanzas. It doesn't have to be rhyming or anything.
I conceive and see how to make my entire life joyful this way, and to teach others to develop the skill we almost all have. Once you do, you will be enlightened, and the threats to life's beauty will lose all power to make you feel fear from perceived chaos. Threats to life's beauty use chaos and fear to control, rather than sharing truth to calm people as they profit from doing this. It just takes work to develop strength in this area of yourself. To me, all these joyful patterns prove universal intelligence. I feel so lucky to feel joy from these patterns and understandings, yet I get so upset sometimes with people. Why? Every interaction with anyone creates a moment, and moments are reality, and all we have is a moment. Life ends at any moment, and you never get a moment back. One day this earth and sun won't exist. Many stars we see are gone before the light hits your eye. All life is special in this moment in time. Life's beauty doesn't exist most places in the universe. The patterns exist, but without joy, it's just cold.
This feels like you fed a bunch of like high school poetry into an algorithm and had it try and make its own. Like it's not good. It's not good.
Life in these patterns are a miracle. We are all that miracle.
Baha, we're enjoying Marcel's poetry. I'm glad you got back in time for this.
Hero honors that miracle of pattern in life above themselves. Even a hero's ugly moments are beautiful in a way. They teach the hero his or her current limit, and then the true hero grows beyond that limit if it preserves life's pattern. Heroes give up basking in internal appreciation for perfection and beauty within themselves to help in situations where life's innocence, joy, or beauty are threatened. Heroes confront the threat to correct it. The strongest beauty in the world is between living creatures. Life is the soul's ability to exist physically and allows the soul to physically touch another's soul.
Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead past the poetry. I'm good. Oh my god, this poem says to quote... I'm just gonna read this poem, okay? I think I'm a better orator than Marcel anyway. The strongest beauty in the world is between living creatures. Life is the soul's ability to exist physically and allows the soul to physically touch another. Many wonderful people do not understand heroes. To quote the movie City of Angels, he can hear music in the sunrise and he gave it up to be with you. Heroes give up feeling music in the sunrise to protect beauty in life because they love that much. Who quotes a movie in the like, even if you're gonna quote a movie in your poem, you don't stop the poem to say, to quote the Nicolas Cage film, City of Angels. Okay, we're gonna get past the poetry.
Do this. Those joys must wrong and found one me and will lazy nothing to teach it ahead of me. Best to strip now. This is what Rebel News is reporting on. They are doing their best to strip family, to strip religion, to strip the beauty from your life.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They just want people to not die as often because of the pandemic.
And make it you're nothing more than an owned slave. People bring up, I say the N-word. The reason I say that at times is not because I'm racist.
If you say the N-word as frivolously as you do, yeah, you're racist. Sorry, Marcel.
See everyone the same. You either have rights and you're free, or you're an owned citizen slave. Those are the only two options. There's no in between, unless, of course, you reserve rights within the legal system, but then you're still operating in sovereignty. The fact that people choose not to study what I teach and choose to stay a slave, that's what is more offensive than me saying the N-word, and that was my political point. I hate that word.
No, you don't. You love that word, Marcel. You use it all the time. If you hated that word, you wouldn't use it. Period. End of sentence.
I hate that anyone is owned to this very day. Would I ever whip someone or disrespect somebody like that? No. Do I say it verbally? To wake them up so they will go take my free paperwork, fill in the blanks, and claim the sacred sovereignty within them.
Okay, Marcel. No one, and I repeat, no one has ever been skeptical about your system and then heard you rattle off 6 N-words in 30 seconds like you did on that previous video that I covered that you deleted, rightfully so, because you should have been banned from YouTube for it. I bleeped it, of course, when I played it, because I'm an adult. Nobody's ever been skeptical of you and then heard you rattle off a bunch of racial slurs and then gone, you know what? There's something to this guy. I'm actually going to fill out the paperwork. Stop it. Stop it. Not only because it's incredibly rude and racist, but because it's actively hurting your cause. And I don't even like your cause, Marcel, but if it'll get you to stop saying racial slurs for you to understand that it's not helping your cause, then for the love of God, understand that it is not helping your cause.
The reason nation states don't talk about sovereignty is they want to pretend the state is the sovereign, and it is not. Kings and
It is, actually. You're sovereign if you can back up that sovereignty with force. The state can do that. You can't.
queens are owned by the church. That's why the church crowns them. The church can also take their crown.
What? 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 Most countries are not monarchies in the first place. Even the ones that are monarchies are constitutional monarchies at this point, for the most part.
The reason that I am an emperor is because I am smart enough, I stand under God directly, and I run programs from that divinity through my rights.
That's not how anything works.
Without compromise or without giving them up. And that's what I'm teaching you all to do as well. This is the unincorporated economy. This is how you stand under God or Jesus or whatever word you want to use, right? Rose by any other name is still a rose, right? Whatever created us, I don't pretend to know what that is, but I do believe in infinite intelligence. I believe in source. I believe that life is a beautiful gift that something gave us, and we're duty bound to honor it above ourselves.
How does that thing feel about your 500 street fights? Is it like, yeah, Marcel, you're super badass. I created the universe just so you could punch 500 people in the face? Or are they disappointed? Well, what's the deal with that?
And that's what I'm doing. I've had a hard life.
No, it's not a poem.
But this is making it worth it because I get to stand up for myself and stand up for all of you. Please claim your rights, peacemakersociety.org. Hold on one sec here. I'm going to take you guys to one other screen before we sign off. Peacemaker Society is good, but these are the ones we did. What you guys want to do, there's this here. This is allrightsreserveduniversity.org. You want to go to that. Those are the blank. These other ones, they're PDF on Peacemaker. You can't change them because they're historical. We need
I put it in a PDF. It's historical now. Okay? Just so you know.
them historically accurate, but we did update this for you. So if you go to competent air degree course here, The subheadings will pop up in just a second. I'm very dry, sorry. I was yelling a lot yesterday at police stations for their criminality, and my throat's a little sore today. So peacefully, though, lawfully, but I let them know private investigators are going to get their home addresses put at public. Hague International Criminal Courts are coming for them, as you
No, they're not.
guys saw with the lawyers and that, and the people are done with their shit. RCMP and local police, you're all being replaced. Whether you keep the same titles and it's run unregistered, unincorporated, and fully liable under oath, but this whole ignorant corporate bullshit giving you some sort of immunity is over. Anyway, so here's the templates. This is independent contractor agreement and the gift pay schedule. That's for anyone you work with. The 3 letters are the notice of understanding and intent and claim of right 1, 2, 3. Just download them, fill them out, mail them, and then go open a bank account. If I'm wrong, it won't
Did you miss the part where we discover this is kind of a triangle-shaped multi-tiered thing? You did. Yes. Sorry.
work, but it works, and that you can't get in trouble just for claiming some rights, you guys. Come on. New society creation document and society oath. That is your own oath.
You could get in trouble for breaking the law, though. And if you claim that you have the right to do certain things that you don't, and then you do those things, for instance, not paying your taxes, then that's breaking the law, and you can get in trouble for that.
To your own society, but again, for us to teach you, you will have to swear oath to Peacemaker as well. The identity document 1, 2, 3 done by a lawyer, and these manual covers are the actual freedom package over here. So lawful results, these are the headings under the freedom package here, so you guys can see. Okay, so that's the tour. It's all here for you guys. And then the postcards and 10 cards, we had 44 staff, all had master's degrees, PhDs, and we had them go through and due diligence everything in these postcards and 10 cards. And I had them do sociological write-ups on rap songs, social justice issues, technical subjects like security interests and citizenships. So the postcards and 10 cards are written by people who have all the educational stuff behind them, and this is what they put out.
We're so close to being done with this video, guys. I promise. There's going to be a treat for you guys at the end of this if you make it all the way. It's going to be good.
We just made sure it was correct to sovereignty, because that's
No, it's not Danzy.
the one area a lot of people don't seem to get yet. But you will. I didn't know how it worked either. Now I do. So within that, that's kind of state of the world address. They're injecting babies with untested vaccines that are going to hurt
Untrue. FDA tested, and I assume Canada has something similar to the FDA.
them. There's nanotech in it. There's nanotech in the masks.
There's nanotech in the masks.
I have videos of that stuff too, but I'm not going to put it in because it'll get my video deleted. But within that, if you shoot us an email, I can send you the links. You guys need membership or you're dead. Legal system's going to kill y'all. And if you support it in any way, you kind of deserve it, because they're satanic and they did trick you, but now the trick's over. You get what's up, you know, and going forward, again, the basis of this is you guys will need to have an oath as well as paid membership for us to help you. Otherwise, it's free and automated online. I spent 12 years getting that ready for you guys. It's on there. That's the free part. My time going forward is not free, though, because I'm tired of paying for everything while a bunch of haters sit there and shit on me when they're too coward to actually try the free system that I teach them.
That is true. I am too much of a coward to explicitly break the law. Very true.
I'm just bringing you your freedom, period. And to all the lawyers that were brainwashed out there, or some asshole who went to law school for a bit, you guys are in such a conflict of interests, and the fact you were brainwashed by them is why you can't see what you're doing is criminal, because you were brainwashed, period. Honest contract and corporate contract, can you force anyone to do it? No. Does there have to be a meeting of the minds? Yes. If there isn't, is it valid? No. If the whole language is written from a Black's Law Dictionary and all defined differently, is there a meeting of the minds? No. And yes, a contract can be drawn from any source, could be from a normal dictionary, but legal personhood is drafted from Black's Law dictionaries. Tell me I'm wrong on that. Do it under
You're wrong on that.
full commercial liability under oath or attestation under penalty of perjury, and I will.
Under penalty of perjury. I haven't been sworn in, Marcel. That's not how perjury works, you idiot. Perjury. Perjury applies if I file like a false affidavit, or if I was like on the stand and I lied, or if I filed some sort of legal paperwork with lies in it. That's perjury. Not just saying something you disagree with. That's not perjury. Even if I was saying a false statement that was defamatory, which I'm not, but if I were, that wouldn't be perjury, that would be libel or slander, depending on if it's written or spoken, respectively. He doesn't even know. Perjury. You guys missed off screen where I was sworn in on a Bible. There's a judge here. He's right over there. He's just making sure I'm under oath.
We'll make sure the full force of global law is brought down upon you lawfully,
It
peacefully.
was actually this Bible. Fun fact.
Within that, just so
I should have sworn in on this can of Dr. Pepper beans. I think I respect these more. Do you swear to tell the beans, the whole beans, and nothing but the beans? I do.
you guys know all the things I've been through proves I'm worthy to be an emperor. People took my child and I never killed them or even hurt them. I was abused by a stepfather who was an alcoholic every night, my whole life, psychologically, with verbal, telling me bad stuff when I hadn't done anything wrong. And there's a lot of damage from that. And I never.
Why didn't I use the Swiss cheese Bible behind you? Or behind me? I would have sworn in with this one, but if you actually try and swear in on this Bible, your I do just goes straight through the holes, and it doesn't count. Fun fact. So you gotta use the solid one.
Never hurt him. You know, I've been arrested many times, over 50 times by police, and I never assaulted any of them. I just lawyer up and beat them in court. I've never done actual time for any offense I've ever done because I understand the law well enough. There was enough of it woven through anything I did that they can't give me a big sentence. And if they did, they'd be in violation. To the people who think I lost the law case because I got convicted guilty and got $1,000 fine, they admitted, the reason I agreed to that is because they admitted on the record my jurisdiction.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Just give us the $1,000, Marcel. Haha, I win! Here's $1,000.
That's worth way more to me, and I never have to pay the fine because it's a fraud, and I didn't get jail time. So to me, that's a win.
I only had $1,000 fine, and I lost the case. That's a win.
Even though to someone who's stupid, it might seem like it's not. I paid a personal price for taking a guilty to get our jurisdiction recognized by a judge in their courts. Worth a fortune to me. Fuck $1,000 fine. And I've been charged with lots of stuff. I don't give a fuck about a record. Do you really think anyone in a normal legal job is going to hire me when I'll actually litigate them for being a fraud? No.
No, probably not. Employers typically don't want people who are going to sue them for stupid reasons.
Never mind all the slanderous stuff that the media has done about me, alleging that I had a white van when I gave free money to kids at a lemonade stand when I didn't.
He gave a bunch of kids, according to these articles, Marcel gave a bunch of kids $100 and gave them some business cards, which, if you know anything about the Nathan Thompson School of Interacting with Children, is a no-no.
Right? And they rebuked it after the fact. But it's still out there if you search me, right? I would die to protect a child before anyone would fucking hurt them. I was with my, the woman I date, and she has 2 grandkids, and we went to a movie one time, and
Marcel's into GILFs. Okay. Good for him.
We were leaving the movie theater, and one of the little guys, he was about 3 or 4 years old, tripped trying to get into the cab. We were in the process of helping him up, and some asshole started leaning on the horn behind the cab because he couldn't wait the 3 seconds for us to make sure the kid was okay. I screamed at him to wait his fucking turn as loud as I screamed, and you guys know what that's like, so I'm not going to...
Oh, that's good to do in front of a 3-year-old. I'm sure you didn't scare them at all.
Do it in this one. But after that, the people who were like the mom and you know, the woman I'm dating's daughter, they're upset at me for being so loud. And it's like, fuck that. I was right. Fuck that motherfucker honking because he's too concerned when there's a kid that just got hurt. Fuck you.
Gee, I wonder why his first wife left him.
And that's how I feel about all children, okay? I was protected by my mother as a kid from really bad abuse. She protected me a ton physically. Verbally, I got the abuse, but I didn't get touched growing up because of her, right? So if you're someone that thinks hurting kids is okay, I would rip you the fuck apart before you would touch a fucking kid. If you're a pedophile, if you're a Freemason, any of you, fuck you, I'm coming for all of you. Peacefully, lawfully, but...
Dude, the vast majority of people do not want to hurt children. Like, basically everyone, except for a very fringe few people, like, agree that you shouldn't hurt children. And yeah, fuck those people. But it goes unsaid most of the time, because everyone else in society is just on board with that. It always strikes me when people like this or QAnon people go on rants about this stuff, and it's like, yeah, society's already on board with that ethos, guys. It just feels the lady doth protest too much. I don't know. Feels a little bit like when Republican politicians will be super, super anti-gay, and then they get caught soliciting sex in a bathroom from another man. Just saying.
But I'm telling you, in defense, private security, I've worked as a bouncer, I've worked private security, I know what the limits are. If you were to touch a child and I'm there, I will get in between the two of you and you try and go through me and I'll fucking make it. You don't make it, motherfucker. Right? I don't bend, I don't rat, I don't bend to the system. You know, if it comes time to jump off, I'll be fucking down, as will my forces and people. And that's all becoming a real thing now. So within that, before I was just teaching how to do it. Now I am actually overseeing the people globally and developing the real empire. And that's where we're at. 12 years in, we're ready. And look what they're doing. Look at what they're doing, you guys. Okay? I'm not doing this out of ego. Okay, let me take off fucking glasses for a minute. I'm not doing this out of ego. I would rather go and have a nice life. But my nice life was taken from me. My family was taken from me. My son. My principles mattering more than joining the dysfunction of society have isolated me. But within that, I am worthy. But look at this. Go to Rebel News every couple hours. More rights abuses. Women screaming that their children have been vaccinated in the UK.
Probably stop looking at right-wing extremist news sources that are lying to you. That'd be good.
Countries that the stores are all closed. I don't think it's Kiev. I can't remember which country right now. I put the video up though. There's no food on the shelves, you guys. In Canada, lumber is being interrupted from this. Prices have doubled. They're talking about it on the national. I saw a report that hedge funds lost 50% of their value. The reset's coming. Russell Brand talks about it. Like, you guys, if you're not awake yet, it's because you have your
famous economist, Russell Brand,
head in the sand. If you're one of these assholes criticizing me, wake the fuck up. We're at war. War is upon us. And if you don't see it, you're fucking retarded or you're just civilian. And if you were raised civilian, I'm so sorry that you guys are going through this. That's why you need to team up with Peacemaker, because I am the balance, okay? I'm not full-blown military. I don't want to go kill everybody. I just want us to be able to stand up and protect ourselves from police shooting our family. I learned from Cop Watch that the Crips were actually founded by the Black Panthers, and it was for community response and progress to defend themselves from police mass murdering Black people in their neighborhoods. They would go and fight the police. Fucking rights. There is no legitimacy to police at all, nor any nation state military. They are all war criminals and have no color of law. And that's where these big class action laws...
They have no color of law? That's not even how to use that appropriately in a sovereign citizen context. Usually sovereign citizens will say that the legal system uses the color of law, but not the actual law, because color of law basically means it has the appearance of law, but it's not legal. So he's saying they don't have color of law, meaning they don't have a facsimile of the law, which does not mean they necessarily don't have actual law. He doesn't even know what he's saying.
Lawsuits are coming from new Nuremberg trials, as well as just sovereign law and communities coming to govern themselves. You all have the right to self-govern without causing harm. Okay, and that's where, again, the media all brainwashes. Anarchy is people trying to kill everyone. No, it's not. It's self-governance without harm. Self-defense, you can defend yourself. Fucking rights, and you should. Someone lays hands on you, make them pay for it. Same thing with me. You lay hands on me in a violent way, I will fucking defend myself. Lawfully, within equal force, but no one's going to sit there and pound my fucking face in. Yeah, good luck. And I've had people mention my 500 fights and how I'm not all scarred up. That's because I'm really good at fighting, you guys. I don't get hit much in fights. I'm short, it's easy to dodge, and I'm really strong, and I'm good at wrestling as well as street fighting. So anyway, that's why we're doing the dojo, though.
It's like Mac from It's Always Sunny. Ocular pat down activated.
because again, I want a way to be able to do that and show my talent. And this is where you guys are going to get to see my ability through our results in growth now. I appreciate why you guys may have doubted where we were at before, but keep in mind, it takes time to do all this. It takes time to get to this position, as well as I just had to, when I first found this, I had no money, you guys. Like, I had nothing. I was working off of a 20 gig computer. That was nothing. Like, I had little shitty phones. And
Like, 20 gig? Do you mean like it had 20 gigs of storage space? That's not usually how you measure computers. You can measure it in RAM, which, like, 20 gigs would be a lot of RAM. Like, what? Whatever.
And to the people who make fun of my phones, here, let's address this now. Okay.
It is by 8s. You can either have... I don't even know how common 4 is anymore. Maybe in, like, a Chromebook or something. But, like, usually it comes, like, 4, 8, 16. I think mine's either 16 or 24. I don't remember. It's pretty decent. I got it specifically for streaming, so...
Sorry for walking away from the screen there. Let's go back to stop share here. I'm gonna put my glasses back on so I can see. So the people who talk crap about me, you guys, I'm not a loser. iPad, right? Like $600, right? RDIF case, by the way, so you're not trackable. You guys should all have that.
Okay, but you still use the phone, so anytime you take it out of the bag, if the bag actually does completely seal it away from radio signals, I don't know if it does or not. It could be a scam bag. But let's say it does. The second you take it out and you use the phone for anything, if it connects to the Wi-Fi or connects to the signal, like the actual cell tower near you, they know your last location then.
Okay, I have smartphone, right? But I typically keep tape over the cameras, right?
Okay.
Like it works. Here, just so you guys can see, right? I'm not a fucking loser, you guys. The movie White Man Can't Jump, a lot of times I'll seem deliberately a bit of a chump so that my enemies don't take me seriously.
I was only pretending to be a fool. You've been duped.
But now it's at the point I don't have to pretend anymore. I don't have to hide. I don't have to
This video is almost done. It's less than 10 minutes left. I know, this has been exhausting.
deflect. I don't have to anything. My work's already done and it's all recorded so you guys can get it. It's all up for free, right? So there you go. And here, hold on one sec here. I'm just waiting for it to finish booting up. Okay, so let's swipe, put in my code before I flip it. Okay, there we go. Wix owner, right? Like,
Ooh, he plays Among Us. I want to play Among Us with Marcel. Marcel, hit me up. Let's play Among Us, okay?
it all works. I have the new phone, but the reason I don't keep it on, so I'm shutting it right back off.
What moves people to become sovereign citizens? A lot of the time it has to do with custody cases. Not always, but I've seen a lot of them who get into it over custody because they're really, really distraught that their kids are not accessible to them. So they'll wrap themselves up in knots trying to figure out how to get access to their kids again. And that can lead them down some of these pseudo-legal rabbit holes. Sometimes it's people who just don't like authority or to be told what to do, and it's a similar story. Sometimes it's people who have trouble with the law anyway, for one reason or another, and they're looking for ways to get out of that cycle of interactions with the police, and unfortunately getting wrapped up in this stuff just makes it even worse. But there's a variety of reasons. What's up with the pixelated shadows? It appears that the background he's using isn't his real background. I don't know if he's using like a zoom background or if he's using like a blue or green screen and keying stuff out, but he's doing something. He's keying something in this scene out.
Power off. The reason I do that is because I keep it in this so I'm not traceable, you guys. And that's the other reason. The new phones, you can't take the backs or the batteries off. The reason these are good is, one, they're not trackable on a website like those are. They can do the range and area. But the other thing is, the reason these are good, you can take the back off. Guess what? Oh.
Yeah, we know you have burner phones, Marcel, probably both because you sell in my opinion, this is not something I know to be a fact in any way, shape, or form, just based on the fact that he's very into weed and how he talks about it and that he owns this land out in the middle of nowhere. I suspect he's probably selling weed, and not just like, you know, guy in your neighborhood selling you a dime bag now and again. I think he's selling a decent amount of weed and supplying someone with it, which I think is legal in Canada now anyway, but I don't know if there are taxes associated with growing it, and he's definitely not paying those. So, yes, we know you have burner phones.
Oh, shit. The battery comes out. The reason they don't do this anymore is so you can't stop them from tracking you, you guys. Smartphone means smart enough to follow you, to track you, to watch you. Means you're dumb.
I don't do anything illegal, so it's fine if they want to track me. I'm not saying that's right. Like, I don't think your Fourth Amendment rights should be invaded in that way, but it doesn't bother me on a personal level for me just because I sit at home all day. I'm not doing anything that would catch the government's attention.
Fuck the technology. I don't give a fuck about technology. And these robotic dogs and like this whole technology push that everything's going through.
Robotic dogs? Oh, do you mean the things from Boston Dynamics? Those, I think he's talking about these robotic dog things from Boston Dynamics, which are scary.
You're all nuts. You're all nuts. Technology is bullshit. It's flawed. It's not smart. Nowhere near as smart as whatever created life.
Did anyone say it was? I don't believe that there's a creator, but if there were, yeah, you'd probably be right, I guess. But we weren't really talking about religion or spirituality, so I don't know why that's relevant.
And you'll notice this is going right back in here as well. So I'm not trackable. Right?
But you are. You just turned the phone on, and the second it pinged to the tower when you turned it on, they got your location, which is in your house. So if someone wanted to find out where you are, they would just look at last known location. It records that. It doesn't just...
Technology to every technology, guys. So again, that's because I'm smart, not because I'm a loser who's behind the times.
You're also using the internet, so they could probably track your IP address if they really wanted to.
Right? And most of this is, again, addressing my haters and the people that are just full of shit. So again, the combo I had with the people I love is they have to swear oath and formally join my society for us to teach them and associate. Shy of that, they can get the fuck out of my life. It really hurts my feelings when people don't believe in me. Especially when the times when I do act out, it's against people hurting children, people that are committing war crimes against rights. And if you have faith in the legal system, you're a fucking idiot. You're so stupid. On behalf of everyone, like 70% of the country knows politicians are all lying assholes. Why would you vote for a liar? Right? If you look through history, they commit genocide, they murder people, they do all kinds of bad stuff. The indigenous population, they kill them. They kill everything to do with nature. BP oil spill, right? The Fukushima leak that's killing the oceans right now. They do that on purpose, you guys. Why do you think they're still building nuclear power plants on fault lines? And look up HARP. Jesse Ventura, the senator in the States who used to be a wrestler. He has a whole show on HARP. The guy who invented it, right? They can steer.
He's talking about weather control now. If this were Tinfoil Tuesday. I know, I keep losing focus, Baha. I'm sorry. There's D&D chat conversations happening. I'll focus till the end of the video. The phone is face down. I apologize. This video's an hour, 7 minutes long. I'm losing it.
A lot of stuff. Weather, snow in Texas that they can light on fire.
Oh, he believes the snow on fire conspiracy. We debunked that a while back. That's fun.
You guys, if you don't understand that there's a war going on right now, you're pretty fucking lost and you're probably going to be dead. But to the people who have a clue, those who want to fight, I'm so tried, tested, and true. Go ask bikers if I bend. Go ask the mob if I bend. The reason I rose up against them is because they're punks too. They wouldn't help. At least the people I knew. Maybe there's people out there who will. And if you're in an organization and you want a society and you want to become a real government, get a hold of me, you guys. But you have to be lawful. There's no booze. There's no hard drugs. There's no assaulting people. There's no fraud. There's no legal jobs or contracts because all of that's criminal. You have to use our independent contract agreements. You have to found your own society as an unincorporated association. Do it the right way. You have to be worth your salt. And I didn't do all this to have a bunch of shitty people around me. So unless you're the highest quality of people that will put self-sacrifice first, that will put yourself in discomfort to win, right? This is war. We're at war. So to all the civilians,
No, you're not. You're not at war, Marcel. You're starting a weird multi-level marketing cult thing, in my opinion.
attitude isn't going to make it. You need to get militant, but in a peaceful, lawful way, and that's what we train you. So again, the way I scream at people, you should all be doing that. And if you're not, you're a punk.
No, don't scream at people like that. People will think you're crazy.
Bitch, right? So, or litigate, or do other process. Not everyone wants to be loud. Not everyone has to be loud. There are softer personalities, but you need to swear oath. You need to found your own society. You need to pledge oath to Peacemaker to do that, and then you need to help bring programs to your local community to care for people, even the ones you'd rather spit on or shit on. I don't like a lot of fucking people, and that's how come a lot of this is a little hard for me, because I know I'm helping people I'd rather punch. But everyone deserves freedom. Everyone deserves rights, and everyone deserves basic needs, whether I approve of you or not, whether someone else approves of you or not. And that's the law, and that's how peace can exist. As long as everyone thinks you have the right to shut down someone else with force, you don't. You don't, unless they're causing harm. And the only thing Peacemaker's against is the harm.
You're causing harm, Marcel. You're taking money from people for wrong advice. You're causing harm.
I don't give a fuck who any of you are. But if you hurt kids, if you're defrauding people with legal jobs, if you're
irony
serving that system, then fuck you. We're who you're going to answer to. Or at least law is. We're a part of that.
Yeah, I can't wait for Illuminati to cover this. Hey, Illuminati, if you end up covering this guy and his MLM thing goes on, give me a call. I want a cameo.
Know who it'll be. It'll be somebody competent, somebody more competent than me. And the other thing is, you guys, I'm just appointing credible experts as power of attorney over certain areas of our society. I'm not running those myself. I don't pretend to be qualified to do every job that I understand how it needs to be done. You can understand project management.
Yeah, I've seen the Aibo robot dog. It's pretty cool. Oh, the old one. Did you guys see the recent one they did? Aibo robot dog. I want a robot pet so bad. I think they're such a cool idea. They were in movies a lot when I was a kid, so I'm just fascinated with the idea of a robot dog. They seem so cool. But I want one that's a cat. Well, maybe a dog. I guess it wouldn't matter. It's a robot. They're cute, though.
And through that, you can manage anything, but you need the experts. It's like if you're doing a contractor job. He'll have his carpenter, he'll have his electrician, but he's the general contractor. I'm like the general contractor for freedom.
A lot of it's I want it because I want to see how Lupine would react. I want to see if she would treat it like a real animal or if she would just treat it like an inanimate object.
Just teaching y'all how to contract, how to do it, and go do it. And again, I've never been charged with fraud for anything that I speak.
Yeah, he was probably talking about the Boston Dynamics
stuff, this and that, when I've stuck up for myself, when I've been assaulted by the system. But what we teach has never been attacked by the legal system ever in any credible way, or court or anything. Find me one case where they charge us with any kind of fraud. They don't.
Just because you haven't been charged with fraud yet doesn't mean you haven't committed fraud. I don't know how to break it to you. I'm not necessarily claiming you have. In a legal sense, I make no legal claims. But I am saying that you have not yet been charged with something isn't as good of a defense as you think it is.
And a number of their members back us up. So this has been way longer than I planned on doing. I need to go have some tea and smoke fat joint. So have a great day, and I hope you guys come swear oath. Come swear oath with Peacemaker Society. To found your own society that your own oath is to.
It's sad, too, because Marcel could be like a cool hippie guy. I think I said, like, hippy-dippy bullshit earlier, and I don't want to get the impression that, like, I have anything against hippies. I actually don't. Because Marcel could be like a cool, chill, hippie dude who lives out in rural Canada and grows weed and, like, has a YouTube channel. That'd be great, you know? But he's not. He's a dick, so that's unfortunate.
You serve God, your own unalienable rights, and then Peacemaker, and then your society. And the only reason we're above your society is because you don't know what the fuck you're doing yet. Down the road, you'll be above us. But you need wealth, you need programs, you need resources, and you need people. And we're here to help you do that. Cheers, guys. Talk to you soon. And remember, week or two, these are going out everywhere globally. To all the haters, fuck you. Made it, bitch.
He says bitch more than Freddy Krueger.
The people that are going to join, love you, support you, just supporting your freedom. And again, a lot of my angst is towards the police I see abusing people. Yesterday, I saw so many videos of people being violated. Every time I see an elderly person being injected, they're being murdered. Just like the videos I showed before of the Holocaust, please go watch them. And Naomi Howe, The End of America, she does a very good speech. She's a women's rights activist. And I support all smart people of all walks of life. So if you're black, brown, white, doesn't matter. If you're brilliant, I support the part of you that's brilliant, but I am against any dysfunction that you have, as well as any harm you may cause. And to anyone criticizing about any audio, the computer stuff isn't working right. I was doing a video the other day with a green screen and I plugged in the mic and the speakers wouldn't work. And now I plugged in the mic.
I think you still have, that might be it. Maybe he does just have the chroma key turned on, but he isn't in front of a green screen and it's just trying to remove and key out like his shirt and stuff. Even though he doesn't mean it to be, he might have just accidentally left the chroma key setting on.
And the audio wouldn't work. So I'm just going on basic computer, because the more you try and include in technology, the generally it screws it up. So anyway, thank
But like you can see behind him when he does that too. So I don't know.
you guys for your time. Have a great weekend. It's Easter Monday right now. I don't celebrate any formal religion, but I do support the divine within all. So I hope you had a wonderful weekend with those you love. And the third wave of lockdowns here in Canada, it's going to keep getting worse everywhere. There is no going back to normal. So you better get your own society and your own rights in order, or, well, yeah, you're dead. And I say that wishing that's not the case. So this is why I dedicated my whole life to doing this. This is why I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm the guy who gets the job done, regardless of cost or consequence to myself. Proof being, when I was a teenager, I wanted to be rich. I actually sold myself as a juvenile to elderly lawyers, and that's why I tried blackmailing them. You know, the system isn't good. If you think it is, you're very naive, and there are a lot of people suffering at its hands, and if you support it, you're causing that suffering. So time to stop the suffering. Found your own society. Again, peacemakersociety.org, all rights reserved, university.
It takes him 20 minutes to end the video. Have you noticed that? Every time he says he's going to end the video, he just rambles for another 10, 15 minutes.
Videos, it's all free. And if you want us to actually help you in tangible ways, then you have to get membership, you have to swear oath, and you have to financially contribute, as well as put in your time. Otherwise, you're not our community, because you're not helping. And that's all we need is help. So thanks, guys. See you soon. And to those who don't help, there's lots of help out there. We're not really worried about it. It's just which pieces wind up filling in, but it's a numbers game, and we got lots of numbers in the pipeline. So go study Grant Cardone, right? Again, I don't like Scientology, that side of it. But as far as his business and sales tactics, yeah. Anyway, guys, we already won. See you later. Sun Tzu, Art of War. The battle is won before the first battle is even. The war is won before the first battle is fought. Anyway, cheers, guys. Bye.
Holy hell. Well, that's certainly a video. Okay. You sat through the entirety of Marcel, and I said there'd be a treat, and the treat is I'm gonna make you all cringe. So the other day I did a performance, and I think I did a bad job, so I need a second shot, okay? Why? So we're gonna try this again, but I'm gonna do good this time. Where's the, hold on, I had Ice Ice Baby pulled up somewhere, but like a karaoke. Where did it go? Did I exit out of it accidentally? Is it there? It's here. Here we go. Don't clip this. Let's kick it! Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal, light up the stage and wax a trump like a candle. Dance, go rush these booms, killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly when I play a dope melody. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it, you better gang wait. You better hit the bullseye, the kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves at Ice, ice, baby. Vanilla ice, ice, baby. Vanilla ice, ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby. Vanilla, now that the party is jumping, with the bass kicked in and the Vegas are pumping, quick to the point, no faking, cooking MCs like a pound of bacon, burning them, you ain't quick and nimble. I go crazy when I hear a cymbal and a hi-hat with a souped up tempo. I'm gonna roll, yo, it's time to go solo, rolling in my 5.0 with my rag top down so my hair can blow. The girlie's on standby, waving just to say hi. Did you stop? No, I just drove by, kept on pursuing to the next stop. I busted left and I'm headed to the next block. The block was dead, yo, so I continued to A1A Beachfront Avenue. Girls were hot, wearing less than bikinis. Rockman lovers driving Lamborghinis. Jealous, cause I'm out getting mine. Shay with a gauge and vanilla with the 9. Ready for the chumps on the wall. The chumps acting ill cause they full of 8-ball. Gunshots rang out like a bell. I grabbed my 9, all I heard was shells falling on the concrete real fast. Jumped in the car, slammed on the gas, bumper to bumper, the avenue's packed. I'm trying to get away before the jackers jack. Police on the scene, you know what I mean. They passed me up, confronted all the dope fiends. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Vanilla ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby. Vanilla, take heed, cause I'm a lyrical poet. Miami's on the scene, just in case you didn't know it. My town, that created all the bass sounds, enough to shake and kick holes in the ground, cause my rhyme's like a lyrical spill. Feasible rhymes that a vision can feel. Conduct and inform, this is a hell of a concept. We make it hype, and you wanna step with this. Shay plays on the fade, slice like a ninja, cut like a razor blade so fast. Other DJs say, damn, if my rhyme was a drug, I'd sell it by the gram. Keep my composure when it's time to get loose, magnetized by the mic while I kick my juice. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby. Vanilla ice. Yo, man, let's get out of here. Word to your mother. So there's that. I think that was better than last time, so. I think last time was a little half-assed, and I thought I needed to do it and actually give 100%, so. Baja's gonna leave me now, and that's sad. Please wrap that at our wedding. I'll have you know I practiced that earlier for you people. You're welcome. Okay, bits of messages, I guess. People, if anyone's still here from the raid who hasn't followed after that, then why are you even still here? Bobble2828, thanks for gifting a sub. Oh, we're on another hype train. Lovely. Let's see if we can get, any more levels of the hype train before the stream ends. Devious Chillster with 20 bets says, almost at the end, huh? Would be a shame if someone gave you 20 more cents. Tucker White says, Marcel, if I wanted to do work for people who gaslit me, I'd go back to church. Mike Mack says, Marcel thinks he's the guy that owned land in Kikassia. Molossia, yeah. Bo Strangles, thanks for following. Bardlock Moses with 100 bits says his wife is in the basement. Oh, God. Princess Amelia with 100 bits says, can't help but feel you missed a trick by not making this your own MLM Monday. Yeah, I've tried to get into the MLM thing. It requires a lot of research, which I'm not good at. I'll leave that to Illuminati. Whistle034, thanks for 200 bits. Morgan the Fae says, imagine if Marcel actually watches this video and gets to the part where you read the Canada filing and he realizes that everything he's ever believed is actually wrong. Lol, it never happened, but it's fun to think about. True. Devious Chillster says, Marcel, understand? I don't understand. Andrew Batella says, do you think the genetic defect comment was because of the gay or because of the trans or both? I think because of the fat. I don't know if he knows that I'm trans. Amori Miku says, what's the channel? Danzy status? Oh, I don't know. I haven't watched Danzy in a bit. I'm trying to moratorium on Danzy, at least for a while. Pyromancer, Marcel being real and speaking about himself. Pyromancer with 20 bits says, let's Marcel and chill. And then, Marcel, please pay someone to bring your website into the modern age. I agree. Andrew Patella says, everyone is in their own special way. Now all I can think of is Captain Hammer. The hammer is his penis. Daddy Sume says, you listen to me verbally masturbate in every chat every day, Hannah. Do not act like you are too good for this. Morgan the Fae says, Marcel's poetry is like the type of poetry a computer would make. He said previously that people who are fat or are gay are genetic defects. He did say that, yeah. Ooh, level 1 hype train complete. Nice. Andrew Patella says, life is the soul's ability to exist physically. Is this the plot of Evangelion? Andrew Patella says, remember, if you threaten someone with a claim voice, you're threatening them peacefully, or a calm voice, rather. Sorry. What about Bob with $5 says, I want more sassy Hannah in my life. I have a whole YouTube channel full of it. Go check it out. YouTube.com/Hannah Reloaded. Nick says, the FDA, but it's like Canadian A. That's good. No sense. Thanks for following. Pyromancer says, I've worked security. Marcel is an idiot. Nick says, they always say they're against kitty diddling because it allows them to claim their opponent is in favor of kitty diddling. It's a really transparent attempt and strategy. Color by Emmy says, stop looking at the right-wing lying news sources. You're one to talk, Hannah. Isaac Animate, thank you for gifting 100 bits. The way he talks about his mom sounds like covert incest. I was abused in the same way and it F's you up. This dude has some serious CPTSD. I hope he can get some help someday. Pyromancer says, it's like having a color picture. You have line art with no color. Whatever, Betty. Thank you for following. Pyromancer56 says, Tim Apple knows his location now. Winchanter says, Hannah, you're my hero for telling Kent Hovind to pay his taxes. I did do that, didn't I? Pyromancer says, I need to stop taking a drink of water when he goes to speak. Stonecore Bell says, comparing tech to organisms is apples and oranges anyway. Yeah, my body lasts longer than a smartphone, but I can't stream YouTube from my lungs. Be cool if you could, though. Maybe in the next update. Andrew Patella says he supports all bright people from all walks of life except those LGBT. yeah, he's screwed up. Daddy Sume says, we need to go back and unpack that, Hannah. Andrew Patella says, so I was thinking, he says if you support the system, your Afton will be genocided when he comes into power, but most of the people in Peacemaker Society, himself included, once supported the system. Is it like Christianity in that you just need to bring Marcel into your heart before you die? Maybe. As long as you're loyal to him, I think that's what he cares about, because he's a narcissist. KR Goss, thank you for gifting a sub. Any Streams, thank you for resubscribing for 4 months, says Under Pressure Jammies. Pyromancer says, and that will be on the internet until the end of time. Yes, it will. Mitchell Drummer says, I literally could not stop smiling the whole time. That was the best thing I've ever experienced on this channel. Pyromancer, thank you for 20 bits, says choo choo baby. Dangerous Mouse with 100 bits. MW1642 with 100 bits. Dangerous Mouse 57, thank you for following. Puka the Duca, thank you for 50 bits. Princess Amelia, thank you for gifting a sub. Rublum with 245 bits. Marcel will now return to the Shadow Realm after hearing Hannah's dope beats. I gotta try Rap God at some point. I think I can get my speech fast enough that I can do Rap God. I'm already halfway there. Field Weddell with 100 bits says, rap on and take my money. Excessive Observer with 1,000 bits, thank you. Sith Bandit, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community. Puka the Duca, thank you for gifting a sub. Kirthan with 100 bits. We're at 46% of level 4 hype train. Wow, we're doing really well today. Synth Bandit with 200 bits says, longtime fan, Hannah, glad I could finally help support Jake and yourself. Well, thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Pyromancer says, Human 2.0, breathing hole and eating hole have been separated. Whew, and we caught up on bits messages. That was harder than the rap. Let me see if Baja said anything. No, she didn't. Okay, good. Hannah spits flames, explains the insane. Marcel, this main, he speaks insane. Fucked up display, swear oath obey, we say no way. Is there a way to support using channel points? No, those are just used for, like, unlocking, emotes and stuff. I gotta add more emotes. You said all you needed to say when you asked if I'd please do it at our wedding. There we go. I gotta watch that back and see how embarrassing it was. Now I just gotta wait till the end of the hype train. Jello sausage.
Anyone save room for Jello? YouTube comment suggestions. There it is.
48% of level 4 with like a minute left.
Oh, it's in there.
Oh, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Stay strong, mon ami. All right, let's get this thing out of there. Ha! It turned into a sausage just fine. It's so jiggly. Well, it would be a waste not to sausage it. Let's sausage! Well, it's starting to melt. This thing turned right back into liquid sugar, so let's just eat it and get it over and done with here. It tasted like pork Kool-Aid! 0 out of 5!
Bop, 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 bop.
Gross. 30 seconds left in the hype train. Oh boy, who are we gonna raid? Squid isn't on, are they? I don't see them on my list of people who are live right now. Assuming you mean Antipodian Squid. They're not on yet? Yeah. Well, I like to raid people who are live. Okay, here are my options for a raid, and then you guys should let me know which one. Dylan Burns TV, who I only know because of Jake did a debate on that channel earlier. Demon Mama, Riverboat Jack, any of these jumping out to anyone? Or if someone else has a suggestion. Someone says Dylan is good. Another person says Demon Mama. Someone says Demon Mama again. Okay, people are saying Demon Mama. I'll go with Demon Mama then. This was fun. Thanks everyone for coming to another stream. Sorry it was all Marcel. I hope it was at least entertaining in some way. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. No D&D tonight. Sarah has a sore throat, so we're not going to be doing it. We'll be back next week with it, though. I'll be back tomorrow for some other kind of stream. I'm not sure what, but I'll see you guys then. You're all wonderful, and chat is valid. Have a good night.